Please, no more tech gremlins for me today. Okay, that is good on there. I think we're good on the YouTube too. Yes.
When it comes to the Windermere setting, please, no gremlins at all.
Yeah, no more gremlins. Okay, I think we are good. I'm still having all the gremlins today, though. Like my something is using the port that my touch portal was using, so now my tablet interface doesn't work, so I have to do it manually, like a pleb. Okay. All right.
All right. My character is completely done.
Yay! So there's like. There'd be no one watching important right now. That's fine. We're jumping right into it. No starting soon screen because it's this doing shit. Okay. Okay. Let's get into this shit. Yes. I'm all disheveled now. I'm all disheveled. All right. Let me do this. What's Tila Ebonleaf? Who ignored the big red text?
I told you my character's done. I just gave her a name and
you're a level 0 raceless person with 10 stats. Cool. That's what you're sticking with then. Okay. All right. So before we get into character creation, now that all the tech gremlins are out of the way, I hope. Oh, God damn it. It's a good thing it's just like session 0, whatever. Laid back day. Hey, Saber Expert, how's it going? Okay, I think we're good. Let's get into session 0, start setting up the new campaign, all of that good shit. So I can get rid of this. So we're not making characters yet. There's a few questions I want to get through as far as this shit is concerned. Let's get into it. So, welcome to Forgelands Session 0. I have a few things I want us to get through, but hopefully we're gonna have some fun with this. As most of you know, if you've watched the little intro video that I posted in the Discord, it is a Western style or Western theme D&D campaign, which ought to be, I hope, pretty good, pretty fun. And before we get into things, let's get some campaign questions going on. So the first thing we're going to do is, what do we expect from this campaign? Now, my plan for this campaign is to start out with a high amount of exploration and combat, a fairly big sandbox environment full of things to discover, as well as plot hooks, story arcs, things like this. Hey, thanks for the follow, Nananimiri. So the focus, clear out dangers, control of civilized areas, expand your own little micronation, sort of like a Kingmaker thing. A lot of you familiar with that. As you do more civilization and whatnot, more social aspects should show up, and as well as more tactical play. Later on, once you get later into the campaign, you're going to be seeing army stat cards. We will be using the rules from Strongholds and Followers by Matt Colville for like the army combat and such. This was my original idea for the game. Now, of course, I want players to be comfortable with what we want to do with this. So how does everyone feel about this style of campaign? It's somewhere between a West March's campaign and a Kingmaker.
Quick question.
West March.
Yeah. What up?
Sounds lovely.
What level will we be busting out the armies and whatnot? Roughly,
probably close to 10. It's gonna partly depend on you guys. The armies are dependent on what sort of strongholds you make up and such. So it's gonna partially depend on what kind of quests you take and or make yourself, depending on what you interact with in the world.
Okay. Just so I have a rough idea of where we're
like
going.
If you spend a lot more time dicking around in dungeons and just doing adventure-y stuff, then it's probably going to be a lot higher level before you get to it. Whereas if you decide we're going to focus on this like kingdom building stuff and clearing out the dangers so we can make settlements and whatnot, then it's going to happen a lot sooner. So it's going to be partly up to you guys and what you want to focus in. Is there something you're aiming for particularly? Is that why?
Nope. I was just curious.
Okay. How's everyone else? Kathy, how do you feel about this? It's more normal D&D stuff, but eventually you get to be like a queen.
Bring it on.
Bring it on! Love it. Okay. Everyone else is good with this type? Good with this?
Yeah. Hell yeah.
I don't know how I feel about it, but I lost my mood ring earlier today.
Can we go to space? That's up to you. Yeah, that's up to you. If you
had the option to play Spelljammers.
if you
You're saying there's an element of Kerbal into this?
Yes. If someone names themselves Jeb, then we're good.
Wes, get on him.
I don't actually want to go to space. I was just being my saucy self.
You're going to space at some
A
point.
bunch of artificers working on a catapult.
Tell you what, I promise you will go to space at one point. None of the rest of the group is, and I'm not giving you a ship.
Just chuck him into the phlogiston.
You're just going to outer space.
Cool.
But okay, it sounds like everyone is good with that setup. I figured as much. Everyone seemed geared for it as we've been chatting about it, but I'm going through everything just to make sure. Planescape. Yeah, they've dealt with Planescape a fair amount in my previous games. So the next thing I want to ask for campaign questions, and these are from now on, these are some of the things I'm going to have you guys. You can write in like the journal, either a personal journal entry or in like the bio of your characters, as long as I know where it is, because we get some feedback of things for this campaign. So the next is anything you specifically want from the campaign. Is there something in particular that you want out of this campaign? Any specific encounters, story types, in private? Just is there any subject matter you want me to stay away from? Are there any X things please don't touch on? Now, you guys know my style. You know there's certain things I will not touch on in general, but if there's anything you guys are just feeling a little extra uncomfortable about these days or whatnot, let me know. Gremlins, I think, is a given after one of our past players.
Bold underline, no more Mogwai.
No more Mogwai. That's after you ended this particular campaign setting before.
Irenic milieu. Let's get rid of them, and then I'm golden.
Well, you're working for them. Okay, sorry.
Like, maybe no plagues.
So, is there something anybody but Loud Noises wants? I'm ignoring him.
Aww. It's always a good idea to ignore him.
Yeah.
Earthquakes, volcanoes. So include all that. Nothing.
And this isn't something you have to answer right away, because these are like long-term goals or things that you want. Feel free, write it in your character somewhere. Like there's the whole like background like things for the characters.
Can you replace all the oceans with Gatorade?
Done. That's a default. Was it Hawk?
I don't really know if I can. If there's anything I can ask. This already sounds pretty like sprawling and open ended. Like sounds like there's a ton of stuff that we could find. So yeah, this like I wouldn't add anything.
Well, I was gonna ask if, you know, as we progress, I'm assuming that we will be able to change and alter these statements as we go, because sometimes the things we want at character level start are not the same things we want after playing the character for 5 or 6 levels.
You betcha. That's exactly what I was saying. Feel free to write these things down, and you don't have to answer them right away, because these are things that as you like, if down the road you start thinking of some interesting story arcs that you think would be kind of cool for you and or the party to deal with, like even if it's a personal storyline that's just about your character, let me know. I can work it in. We can like alternate. Maybe there's some cool story arcs that might involve specific characters or a certain type of encounter that you want to do. Just write it down. We can see if we can get around to it. Like, no promises, but we can see if we can get around to all of them at some point or another. I'm hoping this is going to be one of our longer campaigns. Like I think the first Windermere lasted like a year and a half, 2 years or whatever.
I think it was 2 years because I think we went through at least 2 Halloween specials.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
the very least.
I'm hoping this one goes probably at least that long. If it goes longer, that'd be even cooler. But that's
laughter going on.
there's some funny cackles going there.
But so what I'm hearing though is we're going to have a realistic, down-to-earth campaign that's completely off the wall and swarming with magic robots.
Yes.
Maybe.
Yeah, that's about right.
Again, ignoring loud noises.
Nailed it in one. How do I kick you again? All right, pretty good. So the next bit, and these are character questions I have specific to help with RP and story arcs, goals, and whatnot. I've got a few questions here that are specific for your characters. I don't need you to answer them to me directly right now. I want you to think about these questions and write them down somewhere. Once again, in your character, in a journal note, in a message to me. I don't give a shit. As long as I get them somehow and I know about it, then we can go through it. So, first one is, I want a dominant personality trait that your PC has. Just to write something down, just to give us some extra role play flavor, and by writing it down, hopefully it'll help you like sort of maintain that. A lot of you are kind of old hats at this, so you probably don't need it, but it's still nice to have. If everyone can just write down a dominant personality trait your PC has. I'm doing this sort of instead of the alignments, because I mean, when have we really bothered with alignments? I don't really bother with that. Damn it, music. Stop stopping. So yeah, somewhere, anywhere, write down a dominant personality trait that your PC has. You can see this, right, Kat? Okay, you can. You're even making notes. You're such a good player. Okay, next one is, what is a complication that stems from your past that still affects you? Same thing as before. Just write it down somewhere, and we'll go through all of this. If we want to discuss this over the course of this session 0, we can, of course, we'll chit chat after all of this stuff. Next is, what is an oddity or quirk that you have mentally, physically, or about your past? So something a little odd, or some sort of shtick that you have that sort of sticks out in one way or another. Exactly, alignments. And finally, what is one of your primary life goals? What do you want to achieve for personal reasons? I, of course, when I say you, I mean your characters. I don't care about you as people. I just care about you as characters.
My God.
Yeah. Whew, I thought I cared for a second.
Sorry, can you repeat that one again? I was right.
What is one of your... I mean, it's on the screen too. They're popping up as I'm asking them. But yeah, what is one of your primary... No worries. What is one of your primary life goals, or what do you want to achieve for personal reasons? Now, we also have a group question. This one we are going to have to figure out this session before our intro. Which, I mean, if we burn through it today, there's a possibility we might get the intro tonight, but I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. It might be something we want a full session for, so we'll see. But the group question is, in a situation where you're traveling with a wagon that can hold 3 party members, and the other 4 are riding on provided mounts, who will be riding in the wagon and who will be on the mounts? I need this answered before session 1. So we will answer that after everyone's made your characters. Because obviously we want to make sure that we have a good balance of who does what before you kind of figure it out. I'm not saying that this means that you're going to be starting the campaign with a wagon and mounts. I'm just asking this for no particular reason whatsoever.
Uh-huh.
This is like the trolley and the stopping it at any time thing, right?
Well, no, because the answer to that one in D&D is easy. If there's like a track with 1 person or a track with 3 people and the trolley's going, the answer is fireball. It's always fireball.
If this is...
Yeah.
Question, how many dice are we rolling if a troll gets hit by a speeding magnetic lev train? And can we get the answer by next session if we have to calculate
The fact that I had to figure that out in Shadowrun is terrible.
If you are tricking us into the beginning of Skyrim, I'm gonna be so mad.
Hey, wake up.
What's your newbie question?
Is it just a wagon, or is
Like, think of like a covered colony like wagon, like
Conestoga.
okay? A
yeah,
Conestoga.
Conestoga.
wagon with-
Thank you. That's what I was looking for.
Okay, but does it
You are
have rocket
welcome.
fuel on the ends?
It's just a wagon with
It's
horses.
just a
It's got
ordinary
horses,
wagon.
yeah.
Nothing special.
Nothing special.
Okay.
The GT
Just a
snow
horse.
racer.
Just a wagon.
Horses or oxen.
It'll be horses.
Okay.
Can I
Like
paint the red and red?
heavy, like fairly good quality horses. For the
crackers.
wagon, it'll be the other four horses are just like normal riding horses.
It's not,
What's that?
it's not 40 mule train, but Borax.
No. You're getting one little wagon, maybe. I'm not saying
I'm
why.
67 years old. This is what.
You're 67 years young, lady.
Hey, I still remember Borax commercials. I don't know what the hell you're talking about.
Is it a Studebaker?
So that gets us that. We're going to go through, because I want to make sure everyone's familiar with some of the house rules we're going to be using. So I want to go through some of the house rules, clarify those as well as there might be a couple of things with the house rules and character creation I'm going to give it some options for. So I want to see how everyone feels with that. So I'm going to start with just the plain Jane house rules. And this is also for posterity. Any watching this in the future?
Yeah. I was about to say once the house rules are decided upon / codified, we'll be getting there'll be a document somewhere where they can be referenced.
They're already in here. I just I'm basically, you guys have no permissions until I talk about something, then I give you permissions to see it.
Okay. Cool.
But they are already in here.
Nice.
So we're just going to talk about them, and I'm going to narrate them out loud as well, so we just have it in video and whatnot. So equipment is real easy. We are using encumbrance, or at least I would like to use encumbrance, including coin weight. We don't always do that, but I figured in a case where you're going to spend the first large section of the campaign by yourselves in the wilderness, weight is going to be sort of its own enemy.
Yeah.
So I thought that would be kind of neat since we're going for this type of feel. Is anyone opposed to this? Anyone got any good idea?
No, I'm good with that.
All right.
All for it.
Ammo, keeping track. Foundry makes keeping track of ammo stupidly easy. It just does it for you. But you do need a quiver, bolt case, or ammo pouch for every 20 ammo you want to access in combat. Takes like an action to reload the quiver, bolt case, or ammo pouch, basically. As usual, you can get half your arrows or bolts back. At vendors, you can get the arrows, blood gun darts, bolts, and sling bullets for free at vendors, because, you're fucking heroes. Whatever. They're just arrows. It's more about the weight at that point than having to spend money on the arrows. Especially since the one thing I didn't put in there is the fact that we're using the 10% value, which we'll get to in a second. Everyone knows it, but I'll go through it anyways. Scrolls, of course, are now usable by anyone, not just if they're on your spell list, because I just like that better. I think most of you like that better.
Yeah, it's a good idea.
Like I'm gonna argue.
So, even if you're not a spellcaster, you can try to use the scrolls. It is an Arcana check with the Intelligence Arcana skill.
Klaatu Verada.
Yeah, so if you're like some fighter that's just like fails at reading the scroll, that sucks. You might waste a scroll. Because when you read it, it's going to consume it, whether it goes off successfully or not.
As long as it's not unleashing a deadite plague, we're good.
There, I said it.
It's the only cure spell scroll in the entire party, and the healer's down.
You got to get the healer up. Well, shit, I don't know how to read. I'm just going to start saying words. Yeah. And one thing I forgot to put in here that I'll add in a second, of course, is the 10% rule. My campaigns, and I think pretty much all of our campaigns from this point on, are using the 10% rule,
Yes.
which is everything is worth 10% of what it normally is in the player's handbook, and all treasure and whatnot you get is 10% of what you would normally get. This means that silver and copper pieces are important again, as that the 2 gold piece dagger is now a 2 silver piece dagger. but you are also more significantly poor, so it balances out.
Yep.
Suddenly coins mean something, and it's not, we're not just going to be going straight into like large gold bars, which we've had to do in other campaigns.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah. Yeah.
You mean trade bars are actually going to be things that nations use?
Yeah, trade bars are going to be a big deal now. Yeah, yes, Saber Expert, all of the cost stuff is lowered. So once again, a 2 gold piece dagger in the normal system is a 2 silver piece dagger. In ours, you just move the decimal place one over. Everything in Foundry for you guys is super easy because I've already adjusted the prices of everything.
Basically, think of it like Dragon Age Origins, how the currency worked in that. You aren't usually dealing with like gold sovereigns until later in the game.
Yeah.
It's all copper and silver at first.
Okay, so adventuring. This first one, I talked with, I think it was Brian about this first one. We decided it was silly. Because in the DMG, in the cover rules, it says a creature provides half cover regardless of that creature's size. No. My spider familiar is not going to provide me half cover. So I'm rewarding it. A creature provides half cover as long as they are the same size category or larger than the person they're providing cover to.
Quick question on that spider familiar. What if the person who's attacking you is arachnophobic, so they can't actually look at you directly because the spider's in the way?
So you're starting at level 1.
Okay. Noted.
Custom lineage. Custom lineage can count as one race for prerequisites, which is what I think was the original intent of custom lineage. I don't know why Jeremy Crawford suddenly decided that's not a thing, despite some of the other people like Mike Merle's kind of saying it still is a thing. It's confusing. So I'm just going to say it counts as a race. So you can take like Elven Accuracy or something like that. Now, of course, if you take a feat that say increases your Dragonborn breath weapon, but you don't have the breath weapon, that's on you, because it's not going to give you the breath weapon. So you better hope that you match it up right. Critical hits. When a player rolls a natural 20 in an attack, you may choose to deal critical damage, or you may deal normal damage and roll on the appropriate critical injury table. This does not happen to PCs when their enemies roll nat 20s on them. You are, after all, the heroes of this story. So this is for you guys to rip things apart without having to worry about being ripped apart quite as much yourself. Declare story detail. I think we've been playing enough Cypher and Fate that we all kind of like this type of thing. So if you have DM inspiration, instead of using it just for like, I reroll my attack, you can use it to declare a minor story detail.
Now that's different from Tim's, right?
That is different from Tim's, yes. I will get to Tim's in a moment because I'm still torn on whether we should use Tim's or not. But we'll get through this and then remind me afterwards, discuss as a group if we want to do Tim's.
Gotcha.
Doors, I'm doing the normal stick, kick, or pick if you get to a door. I mean, if you want to do something else, let me know. But I mean, stick, kick, or pick kind of covers everything. Whether you're striking it with a weapon to damage it, you're just trying to force it open with like athletics or a crowbar, or you're trying to use tools to disable it or open the door in some way. Dropped condition, we are not, when you drop to 0, you're not going unconscious. You're getting the dropped condition instead. There is a link for the dropped condition thing in there.
I don't have permission to look at it.
No, you do not. We will go through the dropped condition in a moment. Well, I guess we can go through it right now. Okay, what I'll do, I'm gonna give you guys permissions to some of this shit now. Or it could be funky and suddenly not show me any of my journals stuff.
Uh-oh.
It's in there considering I was still reading from it, but it's not showing up for me. I might have to reload. Yeah, the entire journal tab is blank. Weird. Okay, give me a moment. Let me see if I can just do a log out, log in without having to refresh the entire thing. There we go. I fixed it. Good. I didn't have to screw you guys over with it. Okay. So we're going to give you Observer on optional house rules, and we're going to give you Observer on dropped condition. Okay, so you got the optional house rules. You also have the dropped condition. So some of you know this, some of you don't. That's why I'm going to go through it. There is a significant change if you are dropped to 0 hit points now. If you are brought to 0 hit points, you get the dropped condition, which means you're still awake, but your movement is now only, you can crawl 5 feet. You automatically fail strength saving throws. You have disadvantage on dexterity saving throws. Attacks against you have advantage if they're within 5 feet. Basically, you're prone. You can't take actions or reactions other than use an object. Notice it doesn't mention anything about bonus actions. You can still take bonus actions. You can speak only falteringly, unable to cast spells with verbal or somatic components. And then you receive 1 exhaustion or injury token. And then every time you take damage, well, you have the dropped condition. Assuming you're not slain outright from the massive damage, you get a level of exhaustion or injury token, your choice. Injury tokens, basically, if you don't want to take the levels of exhaustion, you can take the risk with injury tokens. They build up. Every time you get them, you have to make a saving throw. 8, it's a con save, 8 plus the injury tokens. We'll go through this stuff in combat. Basically, if you make the save, nothing happens, but the injury tokens stay until they go away via, like, restoration, rest, whatever. If you fail, however, I've got a whole bunch of fun injury tables that we're going to do. So the point of the dropped condition is that you're less likely to just die outright, but you are, one, you're not going to be playing the yo-yo, like your healer's not going to wait till you go to 0 before he heals you, because whatever, action economy, you just get up and you're fine. You're not fine. Every time you drop, it's a big deal. And the injuries, a lot of the injuries are lasting. Some of them might be a slightly sprained wrist, or it could be up to, like, lose an eye or your foot. I mean, the injuries are a big deal. It's not like you can't deal with them, your magical powerhouses eventually, but it's the fact that going to 0 doesn't mean nothing anymore. But you're less likely to outright die from it. So, I think that ought to be pretty good. Moving back on. Sorry, was that?
We get scars.
You get scars. Yeah. Yeah. Falling damage. There's no upper limit. A 7th level barbarian can no longer survive fall from orbit.
No Master Chiefing your way.
No Master Chiefing your way. No superhero landing from a space station because you're a barbarian.
You need Featherfall, damn it.
Yeah. Help action defense. We've been using this one forever and a day. You can help defend somebody with the help action, providing them it's disadvantage on the first attack made against them. I don't know why that's not a raw part of 5th edition. Hold your turn. You now have the option to delay your entire turn until either a trigger happens or to just move yourself down in the initiative to a specific point you choose. This is made way easier in Foundry due to the fact that I can literally just drag and drop you to a point in the initiative. I don't have to fumble with numbers or anything.
Roll 20.
Some of us got stuck with roll 20 for a long time.
The VTT that shall not be named.
Hey, Roll20 still has, I'm not going to bash it that much. It still has its uses. You just want to roll a couple of dice with, like, and draw, like, a stick or something, whatever. It's fine, it works. This is for our more advanced users. Limited short rests. You cannot benefit from more than 2 short rests. It says in a 24-hour period. I'm going to just change that to you have to have a long rest before you can have more short rests.
Ouch, right in the Warlock.
Yes, right in the Warlock. Hey, you still get 2 short rests.
It's right in the Warlock and the Monk and the Battle Master and a number of things.
Yeah, it's not just picking out one class.
Most fighters, yeah.
Actually, Foundry seems expensive until you realize only one person has to buy it. So even if you were to buy it as a group, Saber Expert, honestly, it's not that big of a deal. Everyone throws in a couple of bucks and you're good. And it's in the long run, it's cheaper than Roll20 because you can do more things than the Roll20 API has, but without a monthly subscription. It's actually saving me money. Pet initiative, if you have a something you control, it goes on your turn, unless you, on a case-by-case basis, want to convince me otherwise. Just to make lives easier.
Now that's raw for most pets that you get through class features.
Most, but there's a few. I'm just sort of blanket statement. Like, if you control something, even if it's like an NPC hireling, it's your turn.
Sidekicks.
Yeah, it's on your turn.
Yes,
Brian,
familiar doesn't need to roll initiative.
Brian liked this one. Quaffing potions is now a bonus action. And if a feature would normally speed up your ability to quaff to a bonus action, it now changes to allow you to do it as your free item interaction if your free item interaction is still available.
Ooh, I do like that.
So draw and
Yeah.
Again, I'm assuming you still have. Do you still have to use an item interaction to get it out?
If it's in an easily accessible situation, like if you have like potion bandoliers, or it's just you've just got it in like the side satchel or something like that, you know, I'll let you just say that you take it out and quaff it as part of the bonus action.
But if it's in like a backpack or something, then it's.
But yeah, if you just have it buried in a backpack or whatnot, like. And even then, like, if it's readily accessible, I'm going to say you can only have, like, 1, maybe 2 potions readily accessible. So you can't, like, down 16 potions because you're like, oh, well, it's all on a bandolier. Well, okay, if you want to say that, great. But the next time someone hits you in the chest, you're going to really cry.
But feel good at the same time.
It's like, oh, the glass is healing me. It's healing around the glass.
I feel defeated, but surprisingly invigorated.
So
it's overhealing cancer.
Next is the ready action. Ready action is confusing the way they write it in the player's handbook, because the example they give counteracts the rule that they then give after the example. Because if you take the ready action and you specify a trigger, the example they give is about like waiting till a goblin's ready to attack and then attacking him before he comes in. But then that doesn't work, because according to Raw, your ready action doesn't take place till after the triggered event. Unlike every other reaction in D&D 5e, which usually your reaction usually takes place before the triggering event. So, we're doing this old school, as it's more like 3rd edition Pathfinder, where the ready action takes place before the triggering event, unless the DM rules otherwise, because it doesn't make sense.
Which makes way more sense, because basically if you're bracing against like a charge something with like a long spear, they have to go through your long spear to hit you first.
Yeah, or like, I want to strike a wizard if he begins casting a spell. By Raw, you have to wait till he finishes casting the spell.
Ugh.
So, no. I'm gonna say that it happens before. Standing up no longer takes half your movement. It's now 15 feet of movement if you're medium, or 10 feet if you're small. So if you are like a tabaxi monk that with the what is it, athletics? What the 1 feat that gives you the bonus on movement and stuff, and you have like a fucking 80 movement speed, it's not going to cost you 40 to stand up. That doesn't make any sense. Like why would it cost you more movement to stand up because you're better at moving? And then retry rolls, I'll let you guys read these, but basically mental, physical, or social retries. You can retry check, but unlike normal, you can't just be like, I'm going to roll all day till it works. There are going to be cumulative penalties for retrying a check. And depending on whether it's mental, physical, or social, how long those penalties will stick around. The social being permanent until you fix it, because if you piss off a guard by constantly trying to lie to him, that's not just going to go away because you had a nap. Things like that. Now that's the end of the optional rules.
20 gold, forgive me.
Yeah, see, that's a way to fix it. Now that's the end of the optional rules we were thinking of, except for, as Rose mentioned, Tims. Do you guys want to use Tims?
Can we get an explanation for people who might not know what that is?
Not all of you know what Tims is.
Bless your heart.
Today.
So Tim's is like, we nominate one person within the group to go do a Tim Hortons run.
No. Tim stands for This Is My Scene. Every player gets 1 Tim's point, and that's player, not character. Every player gets 1 Tim's point. Mm-hmm. Through the course of the campaign, although very rarely I might give them out for like super exceptional roleplay. What Tim's does is during an encounter, unless I veto it because it's too important of an encounter, but during an encounter, you can spend your Tims and say, "This is my scene," and you narrate how the encounter plays out.
For example, in the last time we went in this campaign setting, my necromancer was dealing with a vampire that appeared on a roof of a nearby building. I decided that I did not want to go through the full combat of it because it was already dragging on in a long session. So I activated my Tims to say that my character grabbed a nearby fence post from one of the village yards, Misty stepped with the fence post, breaking it off, right behind the vampire, and stabbed it through the heart from the back with the wooden fence post, thereby slaying the vampire. Just as an example.
Yeah, you don't get to narrate getting anything else extra that I wasn't going to give you in the scene anyways, but you do get to narrate completing the scene, and it doesn't have to be combat. It could be a social, it could be exploration, it could be whatever. You get to narrate how the scene is completed within reason, of course.
Like, for example, how I used my Tims in our old campaign, where Wes's character was slowly getting more and more corrupt by like an undead nature and whatnot, to the point where he was basically a lich, and Kyle's character was about to freaking execute him, more or less.
Yeah.
And I used my Tims to leech the corruption from his character into my part of the corruption from him into myself.
Yeah, which was
Feel like your own
badass.
corruption.
You know.
Yeah.
I think I ended up giving you a free Tims out of that. It was just,
Brian
it was too
became a
good.
lech.
What's that?
It
Brian
wasn't for
became a
that, but it
lich.
was for the roleplay after that resulted
He became
from it.
corrupted. He didn't become an outright lich at
So
that
you
time.
can choose to do.
Yeah, the Tims is basically you get to narrate, like, this is my scene. I'm going to narrate. You get like GM control for a little while and just narrate how things play out. Once again, within reasons. You can't like fuck over the other players. You can't just give yourself stuff. Be like, all right, yes, we defeat the goblins and I found 15 rings of wishes. No, that's no.
No.
Well, actually, sorry, that's a bad example. I would give you the rings of wishes. Because I'm that type of
I would
DM.
never use them.
Go ahead.
They would go in a bag and never come out. Never see the light of day.
Yeah,
I
no.
would give them the commoners, like, here you go. Here's a free ring for joining our town.
No. The Mogwai situation. Don't do that.
Don't do it. So, how does everyone feel about this? The Tims, like, do you guys want to incorporate it in this campaign? I know it's some people are kind of iffy on it.
I could take it or leave it, to be perfectly honest.
Same.
Are you giving that as well as a declare story detail?
Yeah.
I feel like that's like a double dip.
Yeah, just like with Cypher, like we had the opportunity for Cypher, but we also had the opportunity with experience too.
Well, declare story detail is like a minor detail. Like the example I give whenever I talk about it is you go up to this abandoned house that's currently got a bunch of bandits in it. They've got it all boarded up. There's like a front door and a back door, but it looks like they're fairly well guarded. And one of you goes, well, I've got a GM inspiration. I'm going to spend it. And you know what? I remember playing around here as a child. Underneath those bushes, I remember there being a storm cellar entrance. And sure enough, oh yeah, under the bushes was a storm cellar entrance the bandits didn't even know about. There's a third way in. And it's just like, it's like a minor detail. Like it's not enough to completely end the encounter. It's just enough that you can get a little bit of creativity with it.
Or, for instance, in the middle of...
And you have to have DM inspiration to do it. You can only have one DM inspiration at a time, and you got to earn the sucker.
Yeah.
Whereas Tim's is, I'm narrating the entire scene.
And it's once per player.
It's once per player.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For
the
like
whole game
once
or
per
per
player for
session?
like the entire campaign.
For the entire campaign. So like if we play this for 2 years, you've only gotten one.
Yeah.
It is up to you. I'm take it or leave it. Kathy seems to be kind of up for it. She likes it.
I was about to say, it's like, seeing as like it's only one per player, do it. Let's see what some of these people can come up with.
Yeah.
Okay.
For the amount of DMs in this group, fucking better come up with something good.
Yeah. Okay, so we've got some people that are kind of on the fence about it, and some people that are yes. We don't seem to have anybody against it. So, all right, I will add it. I'll add it.
Yeah, again, it's like I'm on the I can take it or leave it thing. So it's like, hey, yeah.
This is my scene. As the battle rages on around me, I eat a waffle.
No, after thinking about it more, actually, I'm changing. I'm for it.
A peace
Because
waffle?
some of us have had the chance to experience Tim's and use it. Some people in here have not yet. So,
Oh, now that he
All right.
wants it, I really don't want it.
well, the new people will get a chance to.
Well, once again, I don't listen to Drew. I don't listen to loud noises. His vote never
Yeah, I
counts.
don't actually care either. So go.
No.
That's fair. That's fair.
You could have told me this whole
Somebody
thing took place in an active volcano.
No,
We'd
but
die
when you
immediately, and I'd be
when
like,
you
"Yep,
spend
let's
it,
do
you get to narrate what happens. So you could theoretically say, if you were to spend your Tims, that you I guess you could give it the narration to somebody else. It is meant to be for you to be creative with it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really meant for you, because it doesn't mean your character has to be the star of the show. It means you as a player becomes the narrator of the scene. It doesn't mean that your character has to be the star of the show. You could narrate that, like, Kyle's character, like, just goes nuts and kills all the bad guys and stuff like that. It's just that basically you become the DM for a little while, basically. Yeah. Yeah, that was something I came up with years ago now. And we've used it in a few campaigns now.
Yep.
So just to clarify, Tim's in effect.
Tim's is in effect. I've added it to the optional and house rules. Okay.
Yay, double for everyone.
I think I have dragged it on long enough. You guys are probably chomping at the bit to see the final character creation rules.
No, let's call it here. We'll do a second rule 0.
Okay, great. Well, this has been a
0.5
fun
next
stream,
week.
everybody. I want to thank you for coming out.
Don't forget to
Take
like,
an
the like and subscribe.
We take it in.
Flame.
I think I could feel Wes's brain cells just dying.
Yeah.
Wes, are you like vibrating in your chair right now?
Couch, but yes.
Like phase through the floor?
Okay. So here's what we got. PC options. Starting level. It's going to be the level that you're going to see on the main page. We're not on the main page right now, but that is 2. So you're starting at level 2 right off the bat. Yeah, well, I forgot I've got it on this page as well. This is just the session 0 page. I made a separate page for it because we could get the extra info. Starting hit points, you get maximum first and second level hit points. I'm going to give you guys that little bit of an extra edge. For no reason in particular. When determining, it's not that I'm going to be... Yeah, it's for no reason. You'll be fine. Everything's fine. Determining your stats. Standard 27 point buy, standard array, or you can roll 2d6 plus 6, a total of 6 times.
Ooh, that's risky.
So yeah, it's that's what you got for the roll option if you wish to roll. So I've
I like that you're
changed.
guaranteed 1/6 there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's 8 is the minimum you can roll there, so that's not too bad. I've changed the race thing a little bit, so you can now choose between custom lineage or normal race. Basically, you can start with the custom lineage race from Tasha's, and on top of this, there's additional racial features which you probably can't see right now, because I haven't unlocked it for you. I'll unlock it afterwards in a moment. Where is it? Where is it under? Where did I put it under? Layer channels? I will change the... I don't know where I put it. Strongholds and followers? Oh, because it's an item, isn't it? Oh, yeah, okay. So you should actually be able to see the custom racial features. I forgot. It's considered a class feature. Whatever. So you can click on them and see it. But yeah, so you can choose an additional custom racial feature. And instead of the free feat, you can choose an additional +2 to 1 stat, +1 to 2 stats, or a second custom racial feature. This is
Sorry. Can you say that all from the top again?
You got it. I mumbled and then rambled and then I went crazy for a while. Custom lineage. You can begin with a custom lineage. This is you're not choosing a race in the player's handbook or whatever. You're just saying I'm a custom lineage. If you want to be a half elf, half dwarf, then that's what you are. You're a dwelf. On top of this, the starting character chooses an additional custom racial feature, and you can see this in the character setup thing. There's a link for it. Custom racial features. And there's a bunch in there, you know, armor proficiency, blood rage, breath weapon, etc. Now, custom lineage, one of the things it gives you is a free feat. But instead of the feat, we're treating it as a ability score increase. So instead of the feat, you can get an additional +2 to a stat, or a +1 to 2 stats, or a second custom racial feature. Because normally the custom lineage only gives you a +2 to 1 stat. So it's a little bit less than that. So in this case, I'm giving you a little bit of a boost. Instead of the feat, you can bump up your stats instead.
To clarify, can you still take the feat though? Instead?
Instead of the free feat, you may choose an additional. So you can have the feat instead if you like. You can still have the feat.
Yeah.
You just don't get the additional pluses. Basically, I'm treating it like an ASI.
Yeah. Okay.
For role-playing reasons, you still are considered a Aboreomorph, Dragonborn, Dwarf, Elf, Gnome, Halfling, Human, or Hybrid, which is like half Elf, half Orc, half Ogre, etc. If you wish, because I know not everyone wants to tinker with the custom lineage stuff. Maybe you just want to choose a race and be done with it. If you wish, you may choose one of the races I have listed there. You can even choose like regular human if you wanted a +1 to everything and nothing else, and you kind of want to suck a little bit. Go for it. That's up to you. Aboreomorph is in, I believe I've added it to the compendiums. As a quick reminder, I've chatted with most of you of what this is. The Aboreomorph is basically one of the other races that has been not fully transformed into an illithid or a mind flayer. Basically, the squid-headed psychic monsters from the beyond put their little tadpole in your brain, but instead of turning you into one of them, it kind of stopped. You got purple skin, and maybe you look a little gaunt and emaciated and whatnot, but yeah, you didn't fully transform, and you became a Aboreomorph, which is actually Latin for failed transformation, basically. So that is one of the options, because that is a thing within my campaign setting. Freaky purple person. Don't eat people, I hope, though. That's up to you, though.
I mean, they could.
Other race. Okay, if you have another race that you want to play, you can ask to play it. Good chance I'm going to say no. I'm going to be pretty picky. I want mostly normal-looking races. Nothing for this, especially since you're working for an organization called the Irenic Milieu. A bunch of asshole elves that think that they control the world, because they kind of do. They are very picky on who they consider people. They're very picky about it. So if you have a race that you want to play, you can ask for it. Probably going to say no. Don't feel bad. But if I do say no, just move on. It's just not going to happen. Features. If there's a class, subclass, feat, or spell available in the compendiums we have here in Foundry, you can use it. If I didn't want it, I probably didn't add it. There's some things like, for instance, I actually have temporarily removed Blood Hunter because I'm still torn on Blood Hunter. Whatever. I am allowing Artificers, people. You may rejoice. But they are losing the Replicate Magic Item infusion and instead getting access to the Crafting Recipe infusion. You can learn to craft items because there is going to be a crafting system we're doing in this. Crafting things are different in this. It's not just I have gold, I use gold, I make item. For instance, the Adventurer's Compass needs a bit of iron, 2 griffin eyes, and like a bunch of other things. So if you want to craft a magical item, you need to have the recipe and you need to find the materials.
We had an early version of this in the first system because my necromancer did find several recipes and was halfway to creating a Staff of the Archmagi when the game ended.
Yes.
We actually I picked up like half the components for it, and I just needed like 2 extra components.
Yeah, you were so close to it. You're so close. Starting equipment. So we have it here, starting equipment. Everyone starts with this starting equipment and nothing else. So it's 2, basically it's in the list there. It's 2 silver pieces. Inhaling a clove again. I'm always doing that. I gotta stop eating the cloves.
Yeah.
Simple
Stop eating
weapon.
the cloves while I'm talking.
I
Maybe if they
know,
were, like,
right?
soaked in water or
I'm
something?
addicted to cloves. It's good for dental hygiene too. So it's 2 silver pieces.
Well, face it, you're addicted to clothes.
You're addicted to cloves. Simple weapon, martial weapon, or firearm. Spellcasting focus. This is like, arcane focus, druid focus, holy symbol. Basically, any of the normal class things you need this to cast a spell. Component pouch, or another simple weapon if you're not a spellcaster. Padded armor is the only armor you can start with. Simple weapon, spellbook, or an additional 2 silver pieces if you want to be super rich. An explorer's pack, and a tool of your choice. Each time you choose a weapon with the ammo property, you start with 20 ammo for it. You may replace a simple weapon with just a straight up 40 ammunition of a type that you choose. So if you just want like the firearm and then you choose simple weapon a couple of times, but you just take it as ammo, like theoretically you could start with like 100 ammo. So is there anything else do you think I'm missing that's like a requirement? Trinket.
Bayonet. What do you consider a bayonet?
What's in your pants?
Ooh, okay.
Oh,
Then.
yeah.
Well then, I've always got one in my pants. Perfect.
All right. Trinket. That's a good idea. Thank you. That's a good one.
Trinket.
A trinket is something you can roll randomly to... Basically, it's like a flavor item. It doesn't have any mechanical value. They're just like little oddities. Like a stone that's always warm. Or a...
Kathy, do you remember when you... Sorry.
Oh, go ahead.
As I said, Kathy, do you remember when you were attacking the werewolves with a silver brush? Sorry, a silver comb?
Yes.
Yeah.
That was a trinket.
That was a trinket.
Okay.
Yeah. Saber expert has said, what about a shield? That's not a bad idea. What about a shield? That's not a bad idea. I think instead of on point number 2 with the spellcasting focus, component pouch, or simple weapon, I'm also going to add shield in that list for that one.
Okay.
So, did you do spellcasting focus or shield or simple weapon?
Quick question.
What up?
I know that for firearms, I know that we are considering ammunition for that to include both powder and shot.
Yes.
So, due to the setting, is this like early 19th century, like paper cartridges, tear, pour, fill, or is this like early metallic cartridges? The reason why I'm asking is A, for flavor, because that determines how you are loading your weapons, but also for carrying purposes.
I don't think you'd be up to metal cartridges yet, like outright contained bullets, especially since we're running like Renaissance firearm rules, so it's like single shots. I'd be fine with it being like saying like the paper packets. Like it doesn't have to necessarily be pack and load or anything like that. Like it could just be the paper packets. Throw them in, throw in the ball, you're done.
Yeah. Because, like I said, part of the reasoning is due to carrying. Because if you're if you're using a firearm, you want to keep that stuff dry. So at that point, would a component pouch count double duty as a firearms user's ammo pouch?
There's another good point. And nowhere in here do I have quiver, bolt case, or ammo pouch. That is a good point.
And specifically, since you were bringing up that you...
Like if you chose like a hand crossbow, you get 20 20 bolts.
So
you would also get a case
where it says each
too.
time you choose a weapon that has the ammo property, you start with 20 ammo for it. I'm also going to append and the appropriate container
Powder.
such as quiver, bolt, case, ammo pouch. There you go. So if you choose a weapon, you automatically start with a container for it,
Okay, that sorts that.
It would be kind of silly if you didn't. And this is why we go through this stuff, just to make sure, because I forget shit. I do.
Yep.
So, I don't think we're missing anything else. I think that covers it. Like, it starts you super bare bones, which is what not only I kind of wanted, but I think a lot of you have been sort of asking me for.
Yeah.
Everyone's been sort of asking, like, let's start bare bones and work our way up, because it just it feels a little bit better.
One final question.
Yes.
Based on starting equipment and classes allowed and stuff like that, we are using firearms. Do they count as a martial weapon?
The fire? No, they still count. They count as the firearm proficiency, because firearms are supposed to be separate. But I was gonna give it. You know what? I don't know. So I was going to give it to warriors and stuff, warriors and rangers and whatnot. Anyone that gets, I might as well just count it as firearm, or as martial weapons, because I was going to give it to any class that gets martial weapons anyways.
Okay. Well, that was why I was bringing it up, was because if that's not the case and it's its own separate proficiency, then that means that those of us who are playing a class that, example, gets all martial weapon proficiencies, we still have to burn the feat to take gunners.
Oh, I was going to give it to certain classes no matter what, but since it was going to be classes that get martial weapon anyways, I'm just going to make them a martial weapon. It just makes sense. So in that case, the first line can just be simpler martial weapon. It just makes more sense, and especially since there's already an addendum in it for Artificer, saying that they can use firearms even though it's not something they could normally use.
Yeah, if it's allowed in the campaign.
Yeah, if it's allowed in the game. So Artificer could use it as well. So anyone with martial weapons or an Artificer could use a firearm. Also, as per our previous games, things like cannons, ballista, etc. are the siege weapon proficiency. They are entirely different. Unlike the pirate game, you having martial proficiency doesn't give you the boost on the cannon. You don't get the +6. You have to actually have the siege weapon proficiency to get the +6 if you want it. How much you're going to use siege weaponry is up to you. I don't know. But
will that be? I mean, we may as well discuss it now. Siege weapon proficiency. I'm assuming that will be burn a feat to gain proficiency in siege weapons.
Or you could just train for it. I mean, there's going to be lots of downtime. You can train skills and stuff.
That's right.
Trebuchets. Actually, you say never mind cannons because gunpowder era. You'd be surprised how effective trebuchets are, even compared to a cannon.
Yeah,
you can lob bigger things. Yeah, you can lob bigger things, probably a farther distance than most cannons. You'd be surprised. Yeah. Trebuchets were scarily effective.
Plus, cannons are really expensive to fire. Whereas trebuchets are bring over that big rock.
Yeah. Well, that's another thing with the trebuchet too. Cannon, you need a specially formed cannon that you got to lug around with you. Trebuchet, cut down that forest and make me one.
Yep.
So yeah, trebuchets may still be used.
The rope, we're good.
Yeah, you can make a trebuchet out of like your surrounding materials. Trebuchets were scary. Yeah. I think that covers pretty much everything, and then of course the bottom section is just if you're using the D&D Beyond import instead of just creating it. Now, you guys will notice everything is now in the compendiums, items, all the Podley stuff, the Wizards of the Coast stuff. It's all super well organized now, hopefully, well, at least to a degree. So yeah, so it's way easier now to create your character 100% in Foundry if you don't want to import it. You just drag and drop everything over. Everything is formatted. It's all in nice charts. So you'd be like, I'm a level 2 druid. You just drag and drop your druid features over. Done. Like stuff like that. So if you want to create your character entirely in Foundry so that there's no weirdness because the Foundry stuff tends to be more formatted well for Foundry, feel free. If you still want to use, like, import your stuff from D&D Beyond, feel free again. Just please follow the instructions to select only the classes, features, and optionally the image boxes under the update selections, is this way it's not importing its own items, which I saw one or two people did in the Dungeon Slug, which can screw things up in the character. It's, you know, there's instructions in here, people. How much prep time did that take? Yes. You don't want to know how many hours. I've basically taken all of 5th edition, reformatted it, changed things like the item prices. I've gone, like, all of the item prices for everything has been manually adjusted by me. You don't want to know how long this took me. It's sad. It is very sad.
We are all very thankful for it.
Can we start creating characters now?
Yes, assuming there's no other questions we need to get through. I was waiting for that one. Okay, what's your question? Better be good.
I have a question.
I don't know the question. Yes, we can start making characters, discussing character creation, etc. You've let me ramble for an hour. Let's do this. Let's make some cow people. Not literal. Well, not literally.
Just
Sorry.
stole my idea and said it wasn't allowed.
I'm sorry. Yes, we can start thinking of characters and how we want to do this. We will be here for questions. I can, of course, speak to the camera, speak to the audience and stuff. I'm going to be helping Kathy out a lot as well, getting her set up with the character. Because, I mean, she's never had to use Foundry. It's a completely new system for her as well. So she's going to need a little bit of assistance with it. Well, sorry, not use Foundry for 5th edition.
Yep.
But I am, we are going to do this shit. Let's do this shit.
Yeah, let's make some babies.
Let's make some babies.
I'm sorry, what now?
Wrap it up.
I mean,
That's all I'm gonna say.
Oh, shit.
Wrap it up.
I know, me too. All right. So,
alrighty.
you've been going through the player's handbook a lot. Have you been sort of figuring out what you want to play? Are you going back to the rogue?
We can't hear Kathy.
You're going back to rogue?
Yeah.
I can.
You're going to play a
Well,
rouge?
I mean, we can hear, but not well.
Oh, that's because she's muted. On
Yeah, you
assuming
can't
she's
really
under
hear
Lily,
so
she's
well.
muted.
We've had technical issues up the wazoo tonight. We're lucky she can hear
assuming
you.
she's under Lily, she's muted.
Yeah.
That's
Oh
because
dear.
It was getting echoey. The microphone on those
okay, never
headphones were so sensitive, it was picking up like the entire downstairs. You would have heard me twice.
Okay, never mind then. Okay, cool.
Yeah, we were having technical issues.
I want
Half
to go
and
with
one? Okay.
for all intents and purposes, my character is a half elf.
Okay. Right. You originally wanted to be the bunny person, and then it said no bunny people.
Well, you said I had to have a good reason for it, and the reason is because a jilted lover, who is a powerful caster, used a spell to turn him into an animal,
Okay.
like a half animal, like a wish spell or something powerful.
I mean, there is a Podley's background for that.
Yeah.
Changed.
Okay. So we can fly with this, assuming you can explain to me why the extraordinarily prejudiced and racist Iranic milieu would see you as people enough to allow you to participate in their expedition.
I mean, it's just cosmetic. It's just cosmetic. I'm still.
Oh, I know. We're talking not mechanics here. We're talking roleplay. They don't like anything that's different.
Hey, let's put it this
And
way.
I'm not
They
saying
don't like-
no. I just want a good story reason that we can write it in and
They
stuff.
don't like the 8-foot tall gray skinned people.
They have issues with.
What if you always wore a hat?
Like Angelborn.
What if you always wore a hat and they didn't know, and you hid your ears?
I have the same issue as they do, and my entire will and goal for living now is specifically to remove this curse and get powerful enough to exact my own revenge.
Okay, you know what? Since it's a curse and it's not like some random magical accident, you're a freak and whatnot. Since it's a curse and they recognize it's a curse, and I mean they could probably break it, but honestly, you're not important enough to them to break it. I could see
breeding papers.
Yeah, I could see. Yeah, I could see them saying, "Okay, you're a cursed individual. We understand this. So yeah, you know what? Sure, I'm up for it. All right, let's do it."
Yeah, like the changed or cursed background would probably fit pretty good with that.
Yeah.
Plus, congratulations, you're now going beyond our borders where we don't have to deal with you anymore.
Yeah,
Pretty much.
so that sounds good to me. Like I said, I was willing to say yes. I just kind of wanted to hash out the reasoning they would be okay with it, and all of those make sense. I mean, they're getting rid of you. You're someone else's problem, and you're probably going to die out there. So that makes them happy.
I have a question. What
Yes.
version of Podleys are we? I got 1.03.
Everything in the Foundry is the updated stuff. Don't worry about the stuff from the actual Podleys itself, except maybe the backgrounds, because they haven't changed at all. But any of the rules, check the compendiums inside Foundry. All of that
So,
stuff is available.
So Displaced is still available.
What does everyone think about that one?
Explain, please.
Okay, so Displaced, you come from a strange alien world, probably known as Earth. You start with a smartphone, and
Well, I want to change. If you don't mind, I want to change where he comes from. The smartphone piece. Let's say he came from like 1809.
okay, all right. So you want to come from like a mundane 19th century world, but like Earth or whatever. But
Yeah.
you've been thrust into this fantasy realm.
Fucking John Carter.
I'm having flashbacks.
You know
now.
what? That one's not bothering me too much. I mean,
I didn't think
it's
it would.
it's Drew. He's gonna find a way to make it bother me. But
Yeah,
at
that's
the
what I'm
moment,
having flashbacks.
What are you talking about? Doesn't make a lick of sense.
oh, we just
Wow,
killed
you're
him. He's dead. I think we just made him old
Do I
man
need to
cost.
drive over there and give you some CPR?
I'm fine. I'll live.
We killed him. Okay, so
You guys are trying.
yeah, we're
And
trying
on
to
my
kill you.
42nd, I swear.
Yeah. Oh yeah, by the way, happy birthday, everybody. It is Shadowhawk's birthday today.
The
Exactly.
oldest person in the room because you're at
Again.
COVID.
So the happy birthdays to all that shit.
And you smell like 1, 2.
Yeah. But okay, so answer your question. I'm not seeing a problem with it. If anyone's like opposed because you kind of want a certain flavor with the campaign, let me know now. We can discuss it.
Let's go.
I'm not showing up with a laser gun. He's going to be from the 18 somethings.
I mean, frankly, the
18
technology wouldn't exactly be much different than what you're currently dealing with.
Indubitably.
I mean, honestly, paper cartridges came about around that time, so I mean,
Yeah.
they were in fairly ready use.
What kind of year did you say? Like early 1800s?
Let's just say he maybe fought for the British in the Napoleonic Wars.
Okay, all right, yeah. So yeah, he's thinking before Civil War era, so probably earlier.
1809, 1812,
Yeah, like
1813.
super early 19th century. So
did you
Civil
fight-
War was 65, wasn't it?
Civil War was quite a bit later. Yeah.
Did you fight in the Peninsula campaign?
You mean in Spain? Oh, yeah, of course.
Okay.
The pain in Spain.
No, that's what the British call it, is the Peninsula campaign.
Yep, absolutely.
He
Spain
fought in
was-
Spain. He fought in
this case-
Spain, mainly on the plains.
In this case, he never even left. He never even got out of Portugal. He never
Okay,
even got out of
I'm
Portugal.
okay with it, and I think everyone seems to be okay with it. So yes, the displaced
For
background,
now.
especially with this flavor, I'm good with it.
So now after I've got you convinced that Displaced works, I'm bringing out my Kender. kidding.
See, the way I just phrased
I'm
that.
kidding.
One
Do
day.
you happen to be,
Oh,
do you happen to be
what
wearing
is this?
a big 95?
Is there
on a
whiskey
green
in this?
outfit?
So it's funny because I thought deeply about
More
that.
than you thought. So there's a lot of whiskey in
Oh,
this.
yummy.
I'm going to go a little bit
Did you get
different than
whiskey
that,
too?
actually, but you're not exactly far off, my
Mine's
friend.
hot
You're not
chocolate.
far off at all.
The
Nice.
bourbon in?
He wouldn't have been. This particular gentleman wouldn't have
We
been.
have
in
the cold brew
Nation,
coffee
but
whiskey.
He would have met that character that you're speaking to.
Yeah, nice.
Google tells me the American Civil War is 61 to 65. I knew it was around
Yeah.
there somewhere. I figured.
Yeah, 50 years
I know
later.
65 was in my head. That must because that was the end date.
Yeah.
And it was towards the end of the American Civil War that cartridge, like actual metallic cartridge type rifles, began to become
Yeah,
the norm.
they started it still using packets. All right,
Yes.
so yeah, that one I think is settled. I think we're all definitely good
So,
with,
so
with
we're
that.
good with a Kender who fought for the British
in the
in the
Peninsula
Napoleonic
campaign.
War. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I think that is a
I hate
stellar
you.
game. So you're displaced twice.
Double displaced. A
Double
Kender
displaced.
that ended up joining the Redcoats and then got sent. It's weird.
Watching.
Separatist
Double
Kender.
displaced.
I'm no longer okay with this. Like,
Yeah. I'm having issues here.
I
Not
feel
fast.
uncomfortable and I do not consent.
Good feeling is gone.
He has touched
It'll
me
be-
mentally
it'll
in
be
all
a
the wrong
human.
places.
It'll be a human.
Yeah, it will.
I mean, he might not act like one. Right?
Okay.
I can flavor a human any way I want.
So you were thinking
Well, that-
halfling
No.
rogue?
Yep.
Now, will the classes work properly if we drag them
Let
right
me
from
make
the
you here. I'll
subclasses
make you
menu?
a thing here for it. Sorry, what was that?
If we drag the classes from the subclasses menu, will that still work properly, or do we have
That
to
is
do-
now that now works properly. The subclasses are now features,
Okay.
not classes. I don't know why
Yeah.
the original person that did that import made them also classes, because that
I
just
just-
screwed everything up.
So if I go into the subclasses folder here and drag out the sorcerer bloodline, I'm going to use.
Yes,
That'll
you can
work
just
properly. Okay.
drag it in, and it doesn't auto add the sub features, unfortunately. But it no longer screws up your level. Like it no longer thinks you have two classes, which is nice
Okay.
because
I'm going to, but
yeah. But it won't screw you up anymore. I've fixed it. I fixed it. So let's make a new here. I'm gonna make sure that you guys are all in the layer stuff folder. Gonna be nice. Gonna make one. We will just call you. You don't have a name for your character yet, do you?
Jesse.
Jesse Jane. Oh, you're on this shit.
Okay. You know, if you Google
Like-
that, you might find something
Like
else.
that? How are you spelling Jesse? There's like a billion ways to spell Jesse.
It's a very common,
J-E-S-S.
well,
I-E? Okay.
Jessie, Jane.
Yeah, Jane isn't Jane. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Just saying. That's a thing.
What? She knows what she wants.
I don't have a problem.
I drag.
Okay, so in the actor, so you're in the actor.
Where's
Under
private
players,
chat? Yeah, this.
Jesse Jane.
And
All right, you can click on that to open it. I will help you walk you along with making Jesse Jane. I googled it and understand what you mean.
yeah,
Oh,
not
what did you
the
Google?
same number.
Do me a favor. Google munging. M-U-N-G.
No. No.
kid.
You're a bad man.
What?
No.
This is an 18 plus stream.
You're ashamed.
That sounds like a trap.
Terrible human being.
It's a trap.
I doubt you're gonna find any videos of it at least.
I really hope you don't.
I don't know if anyone's actually ever done it in real life. It's just like one of those theory crafting things on like Urban Dictionary. Okay,
Oh,
so
I'm sure it's on the dark web somewhere.
somewhere.
Oh yeah. But you know, there's a version. I didn't know this girl was in. Oh, this is even better here.
Oh my
What
god.
version of halfling do
No,
we
this is
have?
good. This almost fits
Lightfoot and
in a
Stone.
weird way.
So,
Ah,
what I can do to make
I
it
am
easier on
giving
you,
you
I can drag the things in for you. basically you can make the decisions and I'll set it up for you. And this has the added benefit of the people watching that want to see character creation can see character creation, which is super easy. So I'm in the wrong. I'm Podleys. You want to play races. So you want to play a halfling. So there's the two types of halflings. There's the lightfoots and the stouts. Did you look up the difference in the halflings? You want to be a stout again like you were before? Stout. I guess I could just search for it. Stout halfling.
I want to ask you your opinion on something.
What up?
If you go into the psionic spells feature under my passive abilities, the second paragraph in there, it says you can swap out the spells when you gain a level in the sorcerer class. Would you let me swap the same level that I gain it, or are you going to make me level up level after I get those spells to swap?
Whenever you gain a sorcerer level, you can replace one spell you gain from this feature with another spell of the same level.
Will you let me swap on the same level, or do I have to level up before I can swap it? Either way, I don't care. I just want a ruling.
Yeah, that's is oddly worded. Gain a sorcerer level. I think the rule is intended. I think it's supposed to be as you level up after initial. But you know what? It's not that big of a deal. Like, what are you swapping out?
Yeah, I'm gonna swap Arms of Hadar for something else.
That makes sense. Arms of Hadar doesn't really. Yeah, go for it. That's fine. I'm fine with that.
It's like either way, I would have been fine. I just figured I'd ask for an official.
Yeah. I think rules is intended, like Rye. It's whatever. Rules is played. I'm gonna let you do it. I'm not a big issue for me. Okay, stout halfling. So, because I'm assuming we're not going to tinker with the custom stuff. We're just going to give you a race, make it nice and easy, super easy.
Thing that we did.
Basically, you want to pretty much remake Flannery for the most part, right?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah. That's super easy then. So +2 to Dex. We'll put that in there. We'll deal with your stats in a second. You're gonna get lucky. You're gonna get brave. Halfling nimbleness. Languages. You get common and halfling. What is languages? Tool proficiencies. Is languages? Nine.
Also get
Common. Halfling.
What was that?
I think that was from something else that you got it. Might be from when you were from the rogue stuff. So to get all the database stuff in Foundry, did you use someone else's pre-made stuff, or do you have to manually type it in? Bit of both. It was there's a D&D Beyond importer, because all of this stuff is stuff I've got purchased content on D&D Beyond, so I've unlocked it in D&D Beyond. I imported it, so the content was there. It was just horrendously formatted and barely readable. So then after the content was in there, I had to go through all of the features and format it so it was usable, basically. So the job was kind of half-assed finished for me, and then I just had to put in the work to finish it. Now, unfortunately, I would share this for people outside of my local social circle. The problem is technically this is paid copyright material that's been imported, and I don't want to get in trouble. So, yeah. Size, you are small. Speed. Oh, that's one thing. Make sure in the character sheet, for some reason, you gotta check if you're using the default character sheet, which is the tidy sheet. Make sure you guys check to use the legacy speed mode. For some reason, it doesn't pop up with some of the stuff if you don't. Not sure why. There's a little checkbox.
I have a kitty. Hello, kitty.
You get stout resilience. And then a +1 to con.
I'm back.
Welcome back.
Welcome back.
Bye.
There's a better script to import stuff and not have it break. There kind of is. If you make your character in D&D Beyond, which you can do, there's a mod that gives you a button here. You can literally just paste in the URL, check the things that you want to import, click import, and it'll just import your character from D&D Beyond. Some of this stuff is not perfectly formatted, because technically Foundry is still in beta, right? Like they're Like they're at version 7 point or 0.7 something. So I want to know if someone's going to roll stats, and if so, chat wants to see the rolls. I don't know if anyone's going to roll stats. I think some people are thinking about it.
I'm totally rolling.
You're totally
I'm
rolling?
absolutely rolling.
Oh, feel free to customize your dice too.
I took standard array.
No one would have customized dice yet, so feel free, customize your dice as usual. Oh, one thing make sure you do as well, your journal notes thing, make sure your pins are set. You know, on the left-hand side, you have the different options. I have far more than you do, but one of them is, it looks like a little bookmark. That's for your journal notes. Make sure if you go on that, the little pins icon in the second row there, or the second column, is toggled on. This way you can see background notes.
Sorry, where?
On the left-hand side, your tools, right? You got your basic controls and stuff. There's one that's journal notes. It looks sort of like a bookmark. Do you see that?
Yes.
Okay, click on that. Then you've got your select, and then underneath that, it looks like toggle notes display. It looks like a pin, like a push pin.
Yeah.
Make sure that's clicked on, like it's highlighted purple, basically.
Okay.
You'll know it's on if you see the books under PC creation and house rules on the screen there. Because you need that turned on if you want to see all of like the map notes and stuff when we start going into like the main map. You'll need it. Can I just type out /roll 6 2d6 plus 6 and make it work?
No.
No, because I think it'll add it all together because it'll be as a math statement.
Or it'll just take a look at the 6 thing you put in front and just go, nope, I can't read this. We've had this happen before.
Yeah, I don't know what the separate function between them is, if a semicolon or a comma will work or something. You might just have to paste it in 6 times.
All right.
And we'll just make sure we do only like one person's rolling at a time so it doesn't get crazy. And
Yeah.
stuff.
Well, I went quickly to a website. There's like this online die roller. Can I just do this?
No, because we need to see it in chat.
I'd prefer it be witnessed,
Yeah, that's fine.
so like in chat would be better.
Yeah, that's fine. Okay, whatever. I'm just gonna start rolling then.
Do it up. Yeah, no one else is rolling anything right now. Okay, so there's all your halfling stuff, Jesse Jane.
Just saying, I showed pictures of what Jesse looks like there.
I've got so many stuff up right now, I can't see crap.
She doesn't look like a halfling.
Wait, where's that? Oh, I see. Hold on. There's a roll.
Yeah, and if you just want me to see the rolls and not everybody, you can change it to, I believe there's like, just for GM or private or whatever, like I'll still be able to see it. Oh shit, that's
1, 2, 3,
not bad
4,
so
5.
far.
One more?
Yeah, one more.
Yeah. Come on, 18. Ah.
That's not bad still.
Yeah, it's pretty sweet.
You-
It's pretty sweet.
You didn't get any 8s or 9s or anything.
I basically hit right down the average.
Yeah, a little above. I think point by
above,
worth. I
yeah.
think you're a little above the standard array, actually.
Not too
Well, he's
bad.
got no 8, so yeah.
A bit, yeah.
But 2d6 plus 6
14s.
Like 2d6 plus 6 is meant to give you you should be averaging around 13, 14s for a lot of the stats. That's mathematically, I think, kind of how it works out.
10, 14, 15, 11, 14, 11, right? Yep.
Okay. So now, how did you want to do your stats? We could do the point buy, which is like where we calculate how much each stat is worth and blah blah blah. We can just take the standard array, which is just there's the 6 numbers. You just want standard array?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
Standard array.
I'm about to private GM roll you my stats because I want to be all mysterious.
You can be mysterious if you wish, sure. How did you roll a 6? An 8? Oh my god. Another 8.
More 8s?
Oh, just all the 8s, yeah.
See, the thing is, I would actually believe that, considering who's rolling.
Dude, your stats.
I'm okay with those.
Yeah, you should be.
I'm pretty comfortable with those.
Now, admittedly,
All your
you probably won't be able to be that mysterious as it was just live streamed, but
That's true. We can always check the VOD afterwards.
but
Silence.
you would have to, yeah. Sorry. But it's just your stats. It's not the end of the world.
Yeah, I'm totally cool with those.
Now we got a lot of people rolling. Okay, so yeah, I'll just help you basically make Flannery here. So it would be
Kyle, what the hell?
17.
There you go.
Whoa, that was a good one. Who rolled that?
Oh,
That's Kyle still, I think.
17. Nice.
You know what? No, let's do.
You are solid
Let's put the
stats.
14 there. Let's put
You know,
the
he's got some
15
highs and some
here.
lows, though. I guess I got a better average than him. 17 though is going to be pretty sweet.
Actually, I should ask you.
really
no,
pimp out
you
one
do not
thing.
have a con of 1,611.
Can I have that con?
Okay, so obviously you
sounds like
want
a good
Dex
con.
to be up there high, but do you want like Constitution to be next, or do you want to focus more in like Intelligence or Charisma? Intelligence to be next. Okay, you want to be cunning, crafty. So in that case, I threw the 14. So in that case, I will throw the 15 here. This is going to be the 14. We have a 13 next. Are you thinking Constitution for your health?
I don't want those.
Like how squishy are you willing to be? Oh, you even have your old character there.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right. That makes it easier for me. Oh, you did not have a great con before. Okay. That was your 10. So you're 8. Hot. Your Dex was definitely your highest. Your 10 was there. Your intelligence was actually a 13. You put the 13.
well, I'm so torn on what to do with this. Whether to go custom lineage or not.
Yeah. Oh, your rolls were not stellar there, eh?
Fine, I can work with those.
Yeah. I've worked with
by
worse.
The way, where can we get the items from again?
They are also in the compendiums. In the compendium,
Oh, okay.
there's a whole section called items 10%. You should be able to see
Oh, okay. Yeah, I missed that.
all this stuff's in
I'm
there.
not a person that goes crazy over good rolls. Anything above a 10 is perfect for me.
Yeah, I'm the same way. I can
Not
handle just
one
about
of those people
anything.
who be like, "Meh, I got 3 8s and a 9, and
So that was the 15, 13. So you still have a 14 and a 12 left. I see what we did. You had you wanted to be very charismatic last time, and then you had the 12 here. Cool. All right, that makes it easy. Easy peasy. Cover girl.
Hey, easy peasy, beautiful cover girl.
Hey, I'm not gonna objectify someone just because of the state of their looks. Okay.
Okay.
There's several jokes in there, but I'm gonna take it the high road right now. I'm just gonna go over here.
Just because you don't want to get me banned on Twitch?
Wow, I mean, if I was the reason you got banned on Twitch, I would take that as a point of honor, pride.
Point of honor. Boy. Okay, so let's get your class. I just gotta drag stuff in for you. So you want to be a Rouge. Level 2. So we just get this to be level 2. Boop. Which gets you your cunning action, which is pretty cool. It didn't auto add your sneak attack for some reason. There we go.
Everybody
And-
starting it?
Everyone is starting at level 2, yeah. Except loud noises. I'm tempted to make him start at level 1. Or 0.
Cool. I'm gonna multi-class then. Figure that out.
0.5. You're gonna dual class. Remember that?
Yeah, that was good.
Oh, dual classing. I remember that.
Back in the day,
Oh god.
only a human could do it. No, there was one other race that could do it. It was a human and something else. It was like the main human shtick, the fact that you could dual class.
That was your only special ability, basically.
Pretty much, yeah.
Though in this case, it wouldn't be dual classing. It would be basically doing the actual multi-class where you're leveling both up at the same time,
Yeah.
which would be everyone but human.
Okay. Oh, sorry, what?
Oh, I was just about to ask, just for my own craziness. Why did you decide for level 2?
After talking with various people, they wanted to start low and work their way up. And you know of my general dislike of level 1.
Yeah. Okay.
And like even with the extra hit points, I find level 1 you still don't quite have enough toys to play with. And I know at level 2 only some people get their specialties, which kind of sucks, but it still gives a little bit more to work up on. And like it's not going to be too long before you get level 3. Probably a few encounters, a little bit of combat, a little bit of role play, stuff like that.
Yeah. No worries. I was just curious. More than anything.
I know, and I answered.
I know. And I think
with the option of being a normal race, it's like I did like the idea of the custom lineage. Just start with a feat, but I just can't pass up the one opportunity.
So
for my
there are.
thing.
I guess you don't get your specialty yet, do you?
Special one.
Oh yeah, never mind. I was like, there are plenty of types of rogues, but I guess like you don't get that till 3rd level, so it doesn't matter.
Okay.
Next level, yeah.
Yeah, next level you get to choose what your specialty is, what type of rogue you're gonna.
Oh,
So we can discuss that one because there's some options. There's
On the
some
line.
there's some good options, and there's some new options since the last time you played a rogue.
oh,
So
okay.
there's some good shit.
Good to know.
There's some good shit. Rogues always got the love. Rogues got love, so it's good. Not that they needed it. Yeah, there's not too much more we gotta do. Just some skills and shit, and your equipment. You're pretty much done. So, light armor, simple weapons, hand crossbows, long swords. You know what? Just why don't I be smart about this and just open it in a separate thing? The toy. Okay. These are weapon proficiencies, right? Yes, they are. So you get simple weapons. You also get bows, long swords, rapiers, swords. Okay, armor. You get light. Get thieves' tools right off the bat. What did you have before? I mean, definitely stealth. What is it? Acrobatics. Oh, you're a much higher level at this point. Well, perception. Here, we'll start with the 4. 2 perception. I'm going to suggest that. And let's say history. You're thinking the wagon for you?
I'll
Makes
be a
sense.
wagoner.
Makes sense.
Also thinking the wagon.
I will write that down in a second. Okay, so that starts for those. From there, we still have your skills from your background. You chose criminal last time, right? Background. Yeah.
That I need.
Oh, do you want to change what the background might be? Because that'll determine some of your skills as well. Although we can just custom the background. That's
Yeah, according to.
okay. That's easy enough to do. That is easy enough to do.
I'm assuming we get a set of clothing as well.
Yes.
We're all bare ass.
Dive exposure on the first thing.
You can just add a common set of clothing. Everyone just have a common set of clothing. Canna and it's like survival. Okay. All right. That is it for that. And then we don't worry about equipment. Now you do start with expertise in 2 skills. Yeah, 2 skills, or one of them can be your thieves tools. It looks like thieves tools, I'm assuming, was one of them. Yeah. Yes, it was. We will drag that in afterwards. The other one that you had it in was stealth.
Oh, okay.
I think stealth. Yeah, you had stealth. Eventually you had more because you were high level, but you started with stealth. So stealth. That is a +7 stealth right off the bat, level 2. Very good.
What for the trinkets? What trinket table are we rolling on?
Well, I mean, we could just do the player's handbook. If you have a better trinkets table that you know of, I mean, let me know. Yeah, for sure. All right, so you don't need any more of that. We just need your, I think we just need your equipment, and that's it. And of course a picture. Do your health.
I expect you
Don't you worry about that. So 16, what's your con? Plus nothing, so you're 16 health.
I am currently rolling for attributes.
You got a Pontiac. Okay. Ooh.
Nice.
Ooh. Oh shit. Oh shit.
Oh, I hate
Oh shit.
you.
Nothing
Go to
but 8s. Oh shit. Dude. Stop. Okay. All right. You had to roll one that wasn't amazing.
God damn.
That's all.
Yeah, that's it.
That's solid.
That's a spread and a half. Holy shit.
That's really
Some
good.
good stuff.
Oh my gosh. Part of me is almost regretting changing it from if you roll, you have to let them lay where they rolled.
skills for stealth and
Well, you've currently got acrobatics, arcana, history. Actually, if you open it up, it should show you.
of the 2 skills.
Ebony, you got the trinket table out?
Yep.
Give me a trinket.
Yeah, because if it's a check mark.
Do you want this one? Because I don't want it. Roll a D100.
Because it's you get expertise. And then the other expertise is on your
16,
thieves tools.
You get a
On your
gold
thieves
monocle
tools?
frame without the lens.
That's your other expertise.
I'm gonna write
So
that
your
down.
your thieves
That's where
tools.
my background story.
I put it in the chat.
Well, you can,
I didn't like
because you can
mine.
customize your background. You can choose whatever sort of background you want. That's
No, I'm
up to
gonna go
you.
with,
Ooh, Romani gypsy type. Nice. Actually, that is sort of a thing in my campaign setting. There is people that are like that. You wanderers. Okay, so yeah, let's do some equipment here. For anyone watching, I know it's taking me a while, but that's just because I'm doing multiple things. You gotta fucking deal with it.
Now my character's got to be a smoker.
A gold monocle frame without the lens. Interesting. Interesting. And make sure you write it somewhere in your character sheet what your trinket is. Because I may be doing stuff with trinkets.
Basically just add a custom item.
That works too. You guys have permissions because I trust you, I guess. That you can make items and shit, so.
Yeah, rolling mine as well. 56.
56. 56 is, and I'll put it in the chat as well, an old key.
Oh,
That'd be easy for the DM to use.
Yeah, I'm gonna have fun with these.
Mine was a set of bone pipes.
morbid.
Yeah.
Interesting, yeah.
So now my character's got to be a smoker.
Do you want to specify what type of bone, like what creature?
and Eb, I think what it means by pipes there is I think it means like pan pipes.
I like the idea of it being like a smoking pipe.
You can do that too. It's your call how to interpret it. Man.
I'm up for whatever.
Yeah. As for what it's made of, I'm not sure yet. Maybe I'll leave that up to you.
Oh, I like that. I like that. Simple or... So we're just gonna give you a dagger. We're gonna give you a dagger.
Dagger?
Yeah, because you liked... Oh, no, you were using rapiers before, weren't you? Yeah, rapiers. Okay, we're gonna start you with a rapier. Oh, happy eye. Okay.
I can do stabby stab.
You can do stabby stabby with the rapier. That's what the rapier does. Stabby stabby.
Podleys.
And another simple weapon on this one because, yeah. So we'll give you a dagger on that one.
Oh, wait, do you have something in here for backgrounds?
No, the backgrounds I do not have in Foundry because except for the fact that you get some proficiencies, there's no real mechanical things to them for the most part.
Okay.
So I just don't have them put in yet.
No worries. I'm just going to find Podleys and bring it up because he said there was one that kind of went with the whole cursed after pissing somebody off concept.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So your other choice right now is padded armor, another simple weapon, a spell book, or an additional +2 silver pieces. Now the problem with padded armor is it's kind of shittier than leather armor. It gives you the same armor bonus, but it gives you disadvantage on stealth checks. Your only choice of armor is padded.
Oh, well then.
Well, or you can choose a simple weapon, a spell book, or an additional money.
That we could do is...
You can all cast from scrolls if you find them. The spell book is really only good for the wizard. So either a weapon or extra money, I would suggest. You could get like another dagger or like a light crossbow. Or you could just take the extra money.
And if I get the...
You get 20 ammunition with it and a bolt case. Yeah.
Yep.
Crossbow.
Crossbow? Yeah, because the light crossbow is simple, right? Isn't it?
Yeah.
I think so. My rules lawyers. I was pretty sure it was.
Light crossbow is, short bow is.
Oh, short bow is. Would you prefer a short bow?
Yes.
Yeah. I forgot short bow was.
The short bow does a little less damage, but it's, you know,
It's
a little more easy
use.
to use.
Yeah, simple range. You're correct. Perfect. Way to spell arrow. There's 2 R's. There we go. Brings in 20 of them. Quiver.
Obviously, equipment given from backgrounds does not apply here.
No, you don't get equipment from backgrounds.
Okay.
Explorer's pack. Instead of dragging the whole pack over, I suggest dragging over the individual bits of the explorer's pack.
Oh, and what?
You get a backpack, bedroll, mess kit, tinderbox,
Usual.
torches, rations. It says 1 torch in the explorer's pack. That's wrong. It should be 10, I believe.
Yes.
I'm not sure why it says 1. Either I didn't do that one right, or I don't know. And a water skin and some hemp rope. Voila! You get a tool of your choice. Well, I mean, we are definitely giving you thieves' tools. I think that's kind of a given. And what's left? Your trinket.
Hey, I
Oh,
want this.
okay.
'cause something-
Yeah, did you want to... It's a percentile. Oh, you don't get to pick.
Why don't get?
No, it's random.
Oh, give me.
All right,
Roll
yeah.
a D100.
Roll a D100. So, a little bit different than in Cypher.
Okay.
Um,
Go back
Let
to
me
the
know what
main
I got.
rolling tab. Like the
Drew
first one.
79. An invitation to
So
a
there's
party
always
where a
buttons at
murder
the bottom
happened.
For the different. Last one. Because
How would I
Okay.
know a murder
like
happened?
roll.
Because you didn't actually go to the, you didn't
Oh, I
actually
see.
follow through with the invitation, and the murder happened already.
All right, fine.
Or you
32.
went there and the murder happened, and that's why you keep it as a reminder.
32 is a knife that belonged to a relative.
So a knife that belonged to a relative.
Now, does that, in addition,
Yes. Yes, it would just be like a small knife. Like it basically
Swiss
doesn't
Army?
really do much mechanically. It's more of a flavor item.
Ceremonial as opposed to combat, right?
Yeah. Yeah, it's like ceremonial basically.
knife.
Well,
So
I guess I should roll mine.
it's under misc, I think.
My trinket is whatever 100 is.
Oh
Yeah,
my
small
god.
knife.
A metal urn containing the ashes of a hero.
silver?
That's up to you.
Yeah, it's silver.
Okay, we'll say that.
What's 90?
90. 90 is an ancient arrow of elven design.
Oh, nice.
And Brian's, yours, I don't know if you heard, was a metal urn containing the ashes of a hero.
Yeah, that's cool.
The ashes of a hero. Oh, a cheese knife.
Well, DM, eventually, we might have to get those ashes resurrected and see who it is.
What was the name of that half orc? Does anyone remember?
Oh, the one that just appeared one day?
Yeah.
Oh, what was his name?
Started with a G, I
Just
think?
like halfway through the campaign, you guys randomly had an half orc cleric with you, and I'm like,
Wasn't it-
no, he's there. He's always been there. You remember many fond and good times with this half orc. He's always been a part of your party.
Wasn't it like Gorn?
I want to say Gorn.
Gorn,
Yeah, I
yes,
was gonna
it
say.
was Gorn. Yeah, so maybe it's Gorn. Maybe you'll bring
could be
Gorn
Gorn.
back. I loved
I
doing
mean-
that. I've never explained
I
to
mean,
you
he did
guys.
fall into lava, so it makes sense that he could be ashes.
I've never explained to you guys why he was there, because the mystery is what makes it good. There was a reason. There was a reason he joined. There's a reason that he was suddenly part of your party, but I've never explained
He
it.
was a dedicated healer.
Add properly. That didn't add. Okay, that.
So,
He just was there.
when it says feature underneath the ones in Podleys, is that like a
didn't do
feature
that
that's
right.
added, like a feat, or it's just specifically like a story detail?
Features you probably won't have to worry about. That means like it's part of a subclass or it's one of the racial features. Features in 5th edition means it's part of something. So like racial feature, class feature, etc. 10 to 1, you won't need to look in there directly. Most of the races and classes should have them listed in the description.
Just add properly.
I'm looking at the backgrounds right now in Podleys,
Ah.
and they have features after them. Some of them.
Oh yeah. Oh, sorry. I thought you meant in
there.
Foundry. Yeah. No, that's like any background. Every background has a special feature to it, right?
Okay.
Like how Outlander lets you never get lost, and you can get like survival food out of it, and like Criminal might give you contacts. Knight, I think, is the one that gives you a couple of like followers. Like each background gives you a special thing. And as per raw, you can customize your background. Like that's just standard. It's not even an option. That's just raw. You can just choose to cobble together your own background. It doesn't have to be a picked background.
I like the picked ones. They give interesting things. Mm-hmm. Like it point you in an interesting direction. I think sometimes I should say.
I'm just testing something.
You go ahead.
Just dragging on the character, and let's go features. Active. Okay. Sharpshooter. Did that do anything? Nope. Okay, so I'm gonna have to code in sharpshooter apparently.
Yeah. Just create an effect for it. That's what I did. That's what I'm doing for the Sharn game. I just made an effect I can toggle on and off when I want to use it. That should be fine.
Do you have the code for that?
Oh, it's not even a code. Just in the effects tab of your character sheet, you can add it there and just choose the right stat. Add up. You can choose like it's -5 to the attack and then +10 to your total damage.
Okay.
If you struggle figuring it out, I'll make like a PC effect bucket like I have in Dungeon Slug, and then you can just drag and drop it over.
Okay. Because I already had a thing just getting my Armor of Shadows to work properly, so.
Arrow. Oh, it helps if I set your bow to use the ammunition. Resource consumption, ammunition. Use the arrows. Like how resource consumption, ammunition, choose short bow. Your short bow fires the short bow.
Yeah, eat.
How does that work? I guess if you fumbled badly enough. Thieves' tools. You are expertise. Let me do a quick roll with her for her thieves' tools to make sure that works right. Yeah, that's pretty good. It's a 17. I gotta customize some shit too.
Trying to see how I would add in the Hexblade's curse damage.
I think that might actually be coded in because Hexblade's curse is listed. Otherwise, it's just a bonus all damage.
Yeah, what exactly does Hexblade's curse do again?
Bonus damage.
Yeah.
I think it's like there is an attribute list for it that you can just get to add stuff,
I mean, you could always just, once again, just make an effect you can toggle on and off.
Bonus is all damage bonus. I think that's the one, right?
I think he's trying to get it though, so it auto updates without having to like actually update every single time the proficiency bonus goes up.
Yeah, I might have to just do that.
You're not gonna level that often, trust me. Not gonna happen that often. All right. I keep thinking I'm forgetting something, but I think you're done. I mean, rogues are not exactly difficult.
Not the first few levels, at least.
Yeah, the only thing, like think about those questions, which it looks like you're hard at work on already. And we need a picture for you. Do you want us to browse some pictures?
Okay, I think I got it to work. Because I'm seeing +10 to damage, -5 to attack.
Sweet. Let's find you a rogue. Yeah, sure. Would it be better if I turned on the TV?
Oh, yeah.
Sure. We're not running any fancy dungeons or anything right now, so there's no secret stuff you got to worry about.
That comes later.
No, it's turning on now, so you'll be able to see my main monitor stuff on the TV over there. Because I've got technical stuff. There we go. I'm amazed I didn't cause tech gremlins. I'm just looking at random pictures right here. I just searched for halfling. Find something roguelike. That's a lady. Maybe buxom. Oh, it's not bad. It's kind of cute. She's kind of nice, actually. Let's keep her on the back burner. Just take a look. I'll keep her there. She looks kind of neat, actually.
Yeah,
She looks a little weird.
So.
Yeah, it's more of a bard. Not bad. I like that curly hair. There's a lot of it. Let me know if anything stands out to you.
16?
So how do I add weapons here?
You go to the inventory and just drag them onto your inventory. Sorry, the item 10% thing.
Okay, all right, gotcha.
Yeah, and the
You just like that one? Yeah, the getting weapons it's in the compendiums area. All the items are in there. And you can just drag them onto your character sheet. Some of the items, depending on your proficiencies, you might have to edit the item to make sure it shows that you're proficient. And then anything that uses ammunition, you got to edit the item to make sure it's choosing the right ammunition. Like for Kathy's short bow, I had to go into the short bow and make sure it was firing the arrows.
Gotcha.
And if you do that, it'll auto-consume the arrows as you shoot them and stuff, which is pretty cool. Okay, yeah, let's do that one. So open image in new tab. Boop. Get you a pretty picture once it loads.
And I'm barefoot.
Yeah, you're barefoot. And let's zoom it in a little bit. That is the wrong one. Boop. I don't know. It almost looks like stolen sausages or something. Yeah, I don't
Out of
know.
a halfling, that would not surprise me.
Yeah, I know, right?
Oh, you don't have a saber. Aw.
You can just reflavor an item. I've done that with a cutlass before.
Yeah.
Scimitar or longsword, take your pick.
Yeah.
Wouldn't isn't rapier damage the same normally?
It could be rapier as well.
Yeah,
except sometimes the sabers are slashing.
Yeah, I would just change a rapier to be a slashing weapon. Just like take rapier, change it, say it's a saber.
It's all the same, really. Longsword's D8 as well. Yeah, whatever.
It's up to you. If you want to, like, I can see a saber also being like a finesse weapon. So if you just want to take a rapier and change it from piercing to slashing damage, I'm fine with that.
Definitely do.
I have no problems with that. Fling. Right. Whoops, not 20, 25. You're not that slow. Not 256. She's so fast. Look. Okay, you don't have spells. Let's make you an effect to make this easier for your sneak attack damage. Let's make an effect. Add a inactive effect. Edit. Here, let's actually rename it. So, sneak attack. Let's find you a pretty picture. This one will work. Doop-a-doo, effect. So this should add to its attributes. All damage bonuses, I do believe. Plus 1d6. I believe this should work. Let's find out. I'm just gonna do the same thing here. I'm gonna drag out. Put you guys in here. All right, I'm gonna drag out just a Jane. Make sure sneak attack is activated. All right, let us. Oh, I've given you inventory. It helps if I actually equip it, eh?
Just a bit.
Yeah. Whoops. Let's equip that shit. There you go. You don't really need to equip any of the other things. Actually, you don't need to equip the arrows. You need to equip the quiver. There we go. All right. There you go. Now you've got actually stuff equipped. Okay. There. Now we can actually attack with things. So rapier. Here, let's target Tabitha with a rope. Oh, not on the right tab. Yay, it added it.
What did you do?
Oh, I was making sure the sneak attack. I added an effect where she can toggle her sneak attack damage on and off. So,
I heard part.
on your character. So you can see it on the monitor there, or you can on my computer, whichever is fine for you. Down a little bit. So when you have here, let's move it so you can see this bit. When you have your character selected, like this is your character's token, this thing comes up, which is it's faster than going into your character sheet to roll everything. Basically, you can go in here and be like, I want to attack with my rapier. You can just click on the rapier in your inventory. But if you are dealing sneak attack damage, you can go into effects and you can turn on sneak attack. It'll be red if it's turned on. And so that if you're doing sneak attack damage, you just got to activate it and it'll deal sneak attack damage.
So
it's-
do I and rape or just
well, you click sneak attack so that when you attack with a weapon like a rapier or dagger, it does the extra damage. But you still have to then click on like rapier, and like I just crit apparently for 19 damage. Holy shit!
I'm trying to figure out how to get this effect to add a D4.
Just roll plus D4, or just add D4.
There you go.
Let's see if I go custom
probably gonna
plus
have
1 D4.
already
Let's
done?
see if I try that.
Yeah, well, it's a new thing. You haven't
Performance.
done D&D in this before. It's going to take us a hot second to get you into it.
Oh, that didn't do that, right?
Honestly, it seems complicated now. This is going to be easier on you than Roll20 was. I'm telling you now, because it's going to be, everything is simple. You're just going to have to click or drag and drop. Like, you're not going to have to mess around with too much. It'll be nice and easy. And for moving around, like, you don't even have to use the mouse and like click and drag them to move them over.
Right.
You can actually use the arrow keys on your keyboard, almost like it's a video game.
I think my sheet's done.
Sweet.
You want to double check it?
Sweet.
Try this now. Did you work? Okay. No, that didn't work.
What
Okay,
else do I
there we
need to
go.
do?
Effect.
I think you're
Add.
done.
Okay.
I think you're
Plus
done.
1D4. Let's try
Yeah.
this now.
Yeah, I mean, you feel free. If you want to hang out, you hang out. If you want to go watch more movies with Lenny,
Well,
go
I'd like
watch
to
more
spend
movies.
some time.
Yeah, of course. Of course. Your character's done. We're just sort of cleaning up details and stuff here. So
I will
Why is this always?
yeah, feel free.
Come on, effect.
And like I'll give you a
work
list
on my
of
backstory
all the
and
rogue
my
types.
questions.
Yes, and your questions. That's your homework.
Okay.
That's your homework.
Good night, fellas.
Good night.
Good night.
Go on.
All right, I can turn the TV off. It's warm.
Or
It's warm.
why is this? I can't get it to add an actual D4.
What are you trying to do, sir? You're adding a D4 to what? Damage?
Performance and stealth.
Just a second. Let me try it in Kathy's. Performance and stealth. Let me see here. Can you do it to a specific skill? Oh, here we are. Skills.
Just double click on the 3 times, right?
Stealth.
check
So
mark.
here are skills.
Oh, one set. No,
Are you
it's-
looking for double
it's passive.
proficiency?
No, I'm not.
Oh.
Skills, stealth. Oh, you can change proficiency with this. No, that's not what I want. I want a modifier, I guess. Add. Or actually, or is it just 1D? Okay, let's actually activate it. Okay, new effect.
Not perception.
Skills, stealth. No, that did not add the D4. Why not? Why not? I got it to work for the sneak attack damage. What the fuck? Skills, stealth, modifier. Does it not allow a dice value?
I
Skills.
mean, I might just have to roll the D4 manually for those 2 skills if I can't get it to.
Yeah. It is a bit
properly.
finicky. Once again, this is just a mod. It's not part of the core. What happens if I just add a 2? Like, just as an add. Does it add it if it's an additional 2?
Okay, so if I shoot my firearm here, it's not going to consume the bullet yet.
What
I
if
have
I
to do
just put-
something, right?
Not unless you have the ammo set to it. If you do, it will consume the ammo, but just feel free to retype the
So I
ammo.
haven't dragged under consumables, but how do I have to go to edit and make it?
Edit the firearm.
Okay.
So you go into the inventory, you go to your weapon, go to edit item. In the details, under resource consumption, you're going to set that to ammunition, and then you're going to choose which ammunition you want.
Gotcha.
This way, as you get multiple, like say you start getting like magical ammunitions and regular ammunitions, you can swap between them. You can choose which one you're firing off.
Awesome. Okay.
Okay, so it's adding I can get it to add a static number, but it's not adding a variable like a die to it.
Yeah. Because it's...
What is upgrade?
I'm seeing 2 Otto von Hops tokens on the field.
Yeah, if you want to delete one or both of them, go nuts.
Oh, that's fine. Yeah, you probably just drag that. I can delete them afterward. I'm not worried about it right now. It's the session 0 screen. Honestly, after we're done today, it's probably getting, this whole scene's probably getting deleted. All right.
Very nice.
Oh, how to make my token appear then? That's my next move, I guess.
It's not adding. How do you make your token appear in what?
I don't see the token on the map here. On the.
Oh, they just dragged it out. They were experimenting. You can click and drag your token out.
From my character sheet, like literally on his face, or what am I doing here?
No,
Oh, I
from
see. There
the side, from the actors tab.
Looks like. Did you do that, or I did that?
I didn't drag anything out.
Okay, I must double click on his picture, and then it like lets me do that. Okay, I didn't. All right.
Yeah, if you're in your character sheet and you click on the picture, that's what lets you customize the token.
Okay, which is fine.
Yeah, and you don't even have to upload the picture. If you have the website address for the picture, you can actually put it in there, which is pretty cool.
Well, I took something and photoshopped it a bit, so it's painted it. Actually,
Nice.
So now I gotta max out my hit points. Actually, no, I already done that.
I think there's nothing else. Yeah, I can't seem to add a variable to the skill.
Yeah, that's weird.
Oh, forgot to make that proficient.
So it's double max plus Arcana hit point.
Yes.
Cool.
Well, plus twice your con.
Yeah.
But yeah, you're getting max for the first 2 levels, basically.
I've got 22 HP to start out with as a spellcaster, and I'm real happy with that.
Oh, Eric, there's a way to set it. I figured out a way to do it, Brian. Because I just rolled stealth with a D4. And, tinnitus.
Okay.
What I did is, instead of specifically for stealth, unfortunately, you'd have to toggle it on and off, but I put it to bonuses, abilities, skills in general. So it's just adding a D4 onto skills. Apparently it's okay if you add it to all skills. Just not a specific skill. So it's up to you whether you want to roll it separately or just have an effect you can turn on and off for that.
For what I want to roll.
Yeah. But it affects all skills rolled while it's turned on.
Oh, I guess I'm gonna have to let you know what kind of creatures I'm gonna be summoning ahead of time, right?
If you can give me an idea, that would be appreciated.
Well, yeah, because like right away, the first thing I took was Find Familiar for one of my first level spells.
That's a good one.
Familiars, you'll have access to. 1 second. Okay, in the player stuff folder, you should see a folder now with all of the basic familiars. You can literally click and drag them onto the field whenever you choose a familiar.
Oh, fuck yes.
I've got a thing for wild shapes, and I also have a personal stash area I'm going to make once you get to that point, too.
Okay, perfect. And as for my minion...
On a related note, I took Animate Dead Animals.
Okay.
That's not going to go good for you.
Thankfully, that'll be easy for me, because it'll be an overlap on the wild shape forms. Because you'll be able to just click and drag them out, and then we just say that they're dead. Okay.
I noticed there was modifiers though, because you basically turned it into like a template thing going on.
Yeah.
So.
Well, the modifiers aren't too bad or too crazy, what I can do is I can make like, if I make the effect bucket, what we can do is I can make it so that there's an effect that you can just drag and drop onto the animal.
Okay.
Instead of having to make a duplicate of every animal, we can just drag the effect on, and hopefully that should adjust what we need.
Okay.
And that should make it pretty easy.
And it doesn't affect the its max dex to it, right? There's no dex.
No, the only downside to padded is you get disadvantage on dex or on stealth.
Right.
Doesn't make much sense to me, but that's how it works. It's like the shittier version of leather.
It's because it gets caught all the time.
So it's not doing my math right then. It's got to be. I have fighting style defense, which should give me a +1. I think it's not doing it. I should be a 14 AC not, or 15 AC not.
Yeah, you'd have to add an.
Oh yeah, the fighting style, it didn't auto calculate the fighting style, so you're gonna have to put in like an effect or something to add that +1 to your AC.
Sorry, how do I do an effect?
You are which one's your character?
William Obadiah.
William Obadiah. Okay.
Temporary effects, passive effects, I guess, what I'm doing?
So yeah, if you go in there, you click the lock so that you can add like an inactive, or you can add a passive effect, it doesn't matter. And then add an effect in there. And the effect that you're going to want, yeah, because you can lock and unlock your things so you can't accidentally delete something from your inventories or features or whatever.
Okay, so my character's unlocked, but the item fighting style, I don't think I can fuck with what I'm learning here.
You should be able to pretty much edit anything in your character sheet. Hey, Pit Princess.
I get an orange pop-up saying it's not supported. Managing active effects.
Oh yes.
Do I have to manage it in your?
Yeah, no, not the effect. You can't manage the active effects of the item. It has to be on your character.
It's put down. Okay, it's on my character as a passive ability.
Oh, don't edit the padded item. Like add a new effect. That's just for your like. Because all that's wrong right now is your fighter feature, right?
I'm trying to do the fighting style, and you're saying do the.
Yeah, go to your character sheet. Go to the effect. Because you're adding it to your character.
But you're saying add it to my armor. Do the +1 to my armory dead.
Well, you don't even have to do that. Just in your character sheet, there's an effects tab.
Okay.
Because if you just edit your armor, it's going to reset it because your armor is currently setting your armor to 11 plus your dex mod. If you add a new effect there, the effect that you're looking for is in there.
Well, that bodes well.
Cheers.
The effect that you're looking for is fucking somewhere. Summit.
Quick question. When I'm editing my avatar in the thing, how do I zoom in again?
You got to make sure you unlock it.
You have to unlock it and then scroll.
You got it.
Right.
I think I'm gonna choose a satyr.
Attributes armor class is what you're looking for, by the way. So scroll down to attributes armor class, add, and then have it set to add for the change mode, and effect value just type 1. And then as long as that effect is set to passive, it should add to your stuff.
Attributes armor class.
Why is this rolling as 2D? Oh yeah, because I
don't see. I'm gonna.
Yeah, this
here. Let me.
This is boding well for my character so far. My 2 test rolls with my pistol.
Let me
share my screen, Brian.
Here. Let me do it for you. A quick one. I'll show you. Right. So in the effects thing, under the effects area, attributes,
effects.
Armor class, add 1, boom. There you go, 15. So let's just show you in the future where I found that. So in the fighting style,
I don't see what you're doing here, but yeah, fighting style I added. Okay, yeah.
Okay,
so you edited that, right?
Yeah, and then I edited it for you. So in the fighting style, edit it.
Go to effects.
Okay, and then it's details, duration, effects. Go to the effects.
Okay.
And then I added one of them. I added a new thing there because there's a little plus sign on the right-hand side to add a new effect.
Oh, I didn't see that little plus up there in the top right-ish.
Okay,
yeah. All right.
And then there was a drop-down list where I found attributes armor class.
You like scroll down and I'm like, hold on. Clearly, yeah.
Sorry, I forgot. I never thought about the plus.
Yeah,
is there like an ammo pouch item somewhere?
No, I forgot to make one.
I made one for for my game, I just basically took the spell component pouch, renamed it, and altered it from saying needed for spell casting to needed to carry ammunition.
Choose it like anything like that. Just choose an object, a quiver, bolt case, spell component pouch, whatever you want. Just rename it. It's just to have it on your character sheet.
Too.
Mechanically, it's the same weight as a normal pouch. You can just rename a normal pouch.
Yeah, I'm just gonna take a pouch and call it ammo pouch.
Yeah.
All right, I figured out my minion.
Oh, that's why I didn't make an ammo pouch, because it's literally just a pouch.
I'm going to choose Fae, and my minion is going to be a satyr.
Ew. So you're choosing Fae. I'll make a couple of Faes in case you do end up changing it up sometimes, because it doesn't have to be the same every time, right?
Yeah.
So what I'm hearing from that statement is that our ammunition is going to get wet easily.
Well, by default, you'd probably be coated with like wax or something on the inside, but it's not going to change the weight that much. Like it's just a pouch that's maybe been treated. That's why you're naming it an ammo pouch and not just a pouch.
Okay.
As much as it's a musket, for my character, it's a rifle.
Because once again, I'm not too worried about that particular detail. I just, as long as you have the ammo pouch, that's fine by me.
Okay.
And by the way, if you take the extra 40 ammo selection, does that come with 2 pouches, or are they loose rounds?
No, the weapon
you
itself
only
comes with the pouch.
Yeah, you only get the containers if you pick the weapon.
Yeah.
Yes.
No, so you don't get any for the extra ammo if you take that option.
No.
Okay, so loose rounds then.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, let's see here. Simple weapon.
So like a case of loose rounds or a box of loose rounds, I'm guessing is how they're held then?
Yeah, probably in your backpack or something. You just like have them wrapped in a cloth or something.
Okay.
Do I want an arcane focus or a component pouch?
It's not in the character setup, but I'm assuming we get traveler's clothes as well, right?
Yeah, you'll get a set of like clothes, just like not noble's clothes or whatever, but you'll get a set of like regular clothes.
Yeah.
And the helps if I look in the right area items. That is the wrong one. Oh yeah, helps if I look in the right area. I'll die. It's all of the Sonic the Hedgehogs.
Princess emotes.
Yeah, your choice. If you want to choose traveler or common clothes.
Okay. I know it usually goes without saying that you're just guaranteed to have some kind of cloth under your outfit unless you're a barbarian.
I'll add it to the starting equipment just because traveler or common. Just so we have a note of it. I mean, you don't have to. You could go naked.
I'm a man of dignity, sir.
What if you picked some kind of a barbarian that is just like loincloth at best?
Yeah.
That'd still be common clothes, technically.
Yeah, I guess. Fine.
That's
Common
up to
to
you.
them.
If you just want a dish towel, and that's it, or a
And you're
napkin.
not wearing, you're just holding it.
Yeah, it's up to you. It's fine. I'm fine with that. I'm easy.
Some bits of cloth, but not necessarily anywhere specific.
Oh, all the whiskey sank to the bottom.
You know, it does.
Whew. Oh, I
There we
just
go.
heard Lily cackle from the other room. She's watching us.
Yeah. I think we're good. I'm excited.
Oh, I like that frame. The wood with the leaves. That's pretty sweet, dude.
And I put it in the Cat RPG.
That's pretty sweet. I like that. I thought of like making special frames, like one for each type of class or whatever. That is pretty damn sweet. Oh, you posted a bunch of them.
Mm-hmm. I couldn't decide which one, and then I decided.
Oh,
that
I like the
really
knotwork
liked that
one.
Yeah.
I couldn't find one myself, so I basically searched and found this one for sort of a chain link.
Yeah, it's all good.
Mm-hmm.
And then I just modified it heavily in the token stamp tool.
As long as we can recognize who you are, I don't care what frames anyone uses. Yeah, I'm good with it.
Try to get more of an eldritch flare with the green tint going on around the edges.
Oh, I'm stealing this regal gold one. I like that.
I mean, the only one I don't like is that one that's, I don't know, like lava, or it's red. I don't know. I don't really like that.
Yeah,
one.
it looks like it's clipping badly.
Yeah, I don't like that one.
sorry,
the other ones are all badass though.
Yeah.
That was the I think it's because they tried to make it multiple textures, and it's just it
Not
didn't work well.
No.
Yeah.
That's why I didn't pick it, because I was like, eh. And then I found the leaf one, and I was like, I actually really like that one.
Yep. So yeah, I decided on half elf as my custom lineage ancestry.
Nice.
Yep.
Yeah, I haven't actually even looked at who chose what, if like who chose like custom lineage or a race or whatever. Figured I'll review them all afterwards and tell you how you did it wrong.
Yep.
There we go. I like that. That's fucking classy.
It was either that or I go Azamar, but no David this time, so no spells or anything.
So you're like a fucking bunny man with some sort of old Japanese mask or scorpion or something from like a samurai outfit with goggles and like this gold frame around it for some class.
He doesn't like his features. He tries to cover up his facial features because this is a world that doesn't like
You need to
mongrel
stop funny
folk, you know
characters
what I
go
mean?
high, man.
Forehead rubs.
Yeah. Oh, rubs. I thought you said throbs. I'm like,
No,
yeah.
I'm getting forehead rubs.
Okay. Lucky you.
I can barely. She's like closing my eyes as she does it. Like, wink, 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 wink.
Yeah, the ears are a lot harder to cover up unless, you wore a tall hat, but that would look just as fucking weird.
That would look weird, yeah.
A top hat isn't so bad. You're a very classy bunny man.
But he covers up his facial features so that nobody sees the bunny nose or any of that shit. He still wants to be taken somewhat seriously.
Well, yeah, because it's a curse,
I don't
right?
tell you this, man, but
What, that it's weird to wear goggles and a mask in a fantasy setting?
no, the taken seriously thing. I was joking around. Sorry.
I got it. I thought it was funny.
Yeah.
You're a bunny, or he's a bunny. He's a bunny.
And the reason why she made him a bunny is because his name is Von Hops. So now he's a fucking walking joke.
Not because he was like playing the field around her or something.
That might have been part of it too.
AKA grew like a bunny.
He'll be hard pressed to bring it up. It's a sore subject. But if she ever pops up, you may end up asking her what happened.
I think you mean ever hops up.
Pip Princess says, I'll take a rub, please. Head rub.
I've decided that my character is always going to say everything twice, so we can be Echo and Bunny Man.
I hate all of you. It's like, let's have a semi-serious campaign. That lasted not even until the first session.
Well, yeah, it wasn't going to happen with Drew in there anyways, but
No. I knew better.
Oh, don't tell me I have to do this friggin' manually.
Don't tell me what to do.
Well,
if you
what
want
do
me
you-
to be,
What do you have to do,
if you
manually?
tell me I'm not serious,
It won't let me put a spell in my pact magic section?
You have to actually edit it. So if you edit it, the spell, and then go to details, and there should be a selection on how you're preparing it. Select pack magic.
Oh, I haven't done the warlock thing in here yet. I didn't even know how that worked.
I just figured it out today myself.
Oh,
Edit spell details, celebration mode, pact magic. Okay,
oh, cool.
that's weird.
I didn't know you could do that.
I mean, you'd think they would let you just drag it to a section of
No.
your spells, but whatever.
No, they want you to hard code it in just to make sure. So
I mean, it's not like you learn a
Dicks.
lot of spells. This shouldn't be too big of a deal.
So how do I token up my token now?
Well,
last thing
you are who are you again? You were William. Yes.
I also had to change the preparation for
You see?
at will for mage armor.
You already made a
since-
token for him. He's got a
How
token.
do I like? Oh, it's just not visible then.
Like if you click and drag him onto the thing, it'll drag out as a token. Yeah, see?
Oh, just okay. I swear I tried that and it didn't go. But okay.
You good? You done?
2 cantrips from that. 4 cantrips from that.
How does it you queue
Love
up?
those
Like,
two.
is it shift drag?
Control.
Oh, control. That's why.
Keep holding control. Like don't let go control, and then it's space bar to actually finish moving it. Like basically, like it's like it's hold down control, click and drag the token, then you can like let go of the mouse thing, and then just start clicking to make your path, and then while holding you figured it out. While holding control, you press space bar, and it goes.
Yeah, because of my background, I am a Duskwood elf, so the Mark of Shadow thing.
Yeah.
All right.
Innate
the way I'm
spellcasting.
saying it.
I think I'm done. Marcus, if you want to take a peep. I don't know what else I need.
Yeah, sure. Collect.
So it was
Yeah, for the spell like abilities, it's innate spellcasting because that allows you to cast them with spell slots afterwards of the appropriate level.
This looks good. You might want to equip your firearms and sabers.
only some
sure.
things get to do that.
Yeah,
What do I do? Just click on?
Like only some things get to cast it with spell slots after the first.
You figured it out. You got
I
it.
guess it.
Like not everything
Technically,
gets
my
to do
saber.
that.
You're proficient.
It's on my hilt, right? Like, I don't know.
Using ammo. Good.
All right. So
Make sure
got
you're
that
all.
one.
Yeah, you're all
So
set
it's
for that.
musket in every way, but it's rifle because he was literally a rifleman.
Yeah, that's fine.
It's a slight difference back then.
The mechanics are the same. How you want to flavor it, that's up to you. I'm good.
I mean, back then you wouldn't. I mean, if you saw, an English rifle back from 1808 versus an English musket, you'd be like, But there's a
Well,
slight.
and rifling at that era is only just.
Oh, are you
You fired slightly slower.
your
this, but
your
you're accurate,
tools
so
right now are currently set to not proficient?
Yeah,
I am not.
I looked at them.
Because you got to edit the tools themselves for some reason for the proficiency.
Oh,
So you got to go,
So-
edit your tools, and then you can go into the details section, and it's set to not proficient. Just set it to whether you have proficiency or expertise or whatever.
just proficient.
What is your class, by the way, Drew?
French Slayer.
Makes sense. Well, rifleman, you said.
Really good at shooting the French, and occasionally the wrong-sided Spaniard.
With a letter.
I'm just going to guess from all the tools, artificer. So
I'm a displaced artificer. Okay, yeah, that's cool.
The stuff from your explorers pack, you might want to drag the stuff out and put it you can keep it as that if you want. What I suggest is drag everything out of the explorers pack so that it's all in there, and then delete this explorers pack itself.
actually, for the character creation thing, because you have it set up for like the little plus things, you can actually just drag those little links onto your character sheet, and it'll
How do I-
populate. That's how I did it.
How do I take them out? Just
Drag and drop.
back into loot. It just I see what's going on. It's going into container and it's doing it over and over again. All right, I get it now. I gotta delete all these.
Yeah, you just got to delete them after.
I gotta unlock them here.
Got it.
I getting used to this forge here.
That's the thing. It's just gonna take a hot second to get used to it. But
And stuff. God. Well, I definitely need prestidigitation.
yeah, it looks like
Why?
you're good.
It's
Two.
super useful.
Your hit points are wrong. You should be 2 higher. Because you should be earning, if you did max for first 2 low. No, never mind. Sorry, I forgot. You're not 2 higher. Never mind. Ignore me. Your hit points are right. I mathed that wrong because I see what you are now. You're good. You're good. Druid.
Oh, we got a druid?
Looking at the druid.
Kind of druid.
The druid.
Can only be one. I'll have to murder him.
Oh, I'm still torn whether
Yeah,
I want
I
my.
actually tore down my character and redid them. I decided to go with my original idea. I will attempt to break the curse another day.
Oh, is that you? I don't even know who's I'm looking at. I'm just looking at characters.
I'm torn whether I want my int or my wisdom to be higher on this character.
That's a tricky one. Like, are we talking like an entire new category, a modifier category, or is it just like putting odd to an even to an odd?
It'll be a difference of a +1, so I'm trying to decide which I want the higher modifier on right now.
Your will save or your intelligence modifier to tools and stuff, yeah.
I get a better arcana and investigation, but I think,
Or better perception and will, yeah.
Yeah.
That's a tricky one.
I
went with
as much as I like.
over intelligence myself, but
Yeah. Yeah, I'm
Well,
torn
okay.
between the two.
I'll get you access to a wild shapes folder. I've got a folder. I just haven't finished putting all the animals in it yet.
I'm not done my character, so I decided to go with the ability bumps instead of class features. So I went custom lineage, half elf. And the only thing I took was dark vision, and then I took the additional stats.
Cool.
Yeah, I couldn't pass up the ability to take Mark of Shadow for this character background,
shit.
so
well, that was a good test. I was
Yeah, it
just
couldn't be-
testing my hex toggle for the extra d6 to
That was a good
damage.
test, yeah.
Crit!
Oh yeah, I tested my firearm twice earlier in back-to-back crits.
Nice. Yeah, it also crit when I was testing my when I got my sharpshooter macro right as well. About the same amount of damage.
Let's see.
Oh, it was...
Toggle. Now I need to make my hex toggle.
And Hexslinger's Curse. Let's go for broke. Let's see what happens when I shoot all of them. Okay. So if I shoot all of them on a non-crit, it equals what the damage I'd reach with a crit. Thereabouts.
You really don't like Jamie.
The token's right next to me, so yeah, I'm just targeting him.
Well, you should get disadvantage.
Okay, can you look at my spell list real quick? Because it just automatically filled it. I imported it from D&D Beyond.
Don't import your spells from D&D Beyond.
Shut up. Talk to me, Ken.
He's right. In the character setup, it says, don't worry about equipment or spells.
Okay.
And then in the it says don't import the spells.
Okay, I missed that part.
Select only the classes, features, and optionally the image box.
I've never played a preparation spell caster, so I don't know how many spells they actually have.
Should be under your spellcasting class feature for Druid.
I think it's Wisdom plus half your level. Or Wisdom plus your
Sounds
level.
right. I have to double check, but it sounds right.
Yeah.
Spell casting. Preparing and casting spells. Druid spells equal to the wisdom modifier plus your druid level.
Yep. And then I think your domain spells might be auto prepared. I can't remember.
And yeah, depending on what you choose, if you're like Circle of the Land, or there's one or two others get you bonuses, then you get them as well.
Yeah. Mountain's Heart.
Yeah, Mountain's Heart also gives you that. He's not, so I don't think he has any bonus spells to worry about.
Moon.
Saturn.
Uranus.
Whoa. So it's up to you how you want to do the spells. If you just want to like delete all those and then start dragging them over.
Yeah, so I essentially have 5 spells I can have in my first level spell list.
Yeah. Well, once again, character creation at the very bottom is a step-by-step for D&D Beyond PC import.
For clerics and druids, one of the things clerics, druids, and artificers, what I actually recommend is just dragging all of the spells for that level onto the level that you have, because then you can just toggle prepare for the ones that you have per day.
You could. I mean, I'm lazy. I just drag in the ones I know I'm gonna be using.
Yeah. It depends on if you are going to like super specialize in how you're casting, or if you want like a little bit of everything. It is easier to do with the artificer because you have less spells to choose from.
That's the thing.
But,
if you're playing a cleric,
yeah.
Yeah. Excuse me. Why do you have so many arcane foci?
Do I have so many arcane foci?
You got 3.
Oh, I think it's because it didn't show up the first time, and I kept on dragging it onto it to try to get it to work.
It's not like it gives them any mechanical benefit. If anything, I think they have a weight. It actually hurts them.
Yeah.
Anti-cheater.
Anti-cheater.
Yeah, no, my arcane focus is a raven feather fetish that hangs on a leather cord tied around my wrist.
And if you test your weapons, don't forget to reset your ammo, because it probably consumed some. I don't want you guys to like shoot yourself in the foot by starting with low ammo, unless you've shot yourself in the foot, in which case you guys use the ammo.
Yep. Just trying to think of any other effects that I need to add on. Shield. I should probably target shield.
Oh yeah, if you have shield, then having an effect. Well, you don't even really need to have an effect for it, because it's just like I do it and then we just sort of say whether it worked or not.
Yeah.
You could though. I guess it does last until your turn.
Yeah,
that's true. Yeah, okay, yeah, shield, not a bad idea. Yeah, I'd say do it. You got one for your mage armor and stuff already?
Yeah, because I have mage armor at will, so I just always have that on, pretty much.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, that's why my AC is a 16.
Spells selected. I will be the semi-healer of the group.
Ooh, a semi-healer. We got a semi-thinking about it.
Usually a semi-healer is called Viagra.
Ooh. Ooh.
No, that would be a healer's semi? I don't know. That would cause a healer's semi?
We have someone playing a summoner.
Attributes, armor class, add 5.
Oh, I'm so torn on what spells to take here.
Gesundheit.
Excuse me.
I guess friends could be used potentially. For brief charm effect. I'll be sweet talking people that much better.
Yeah. Alright. Well, that looks pretty
Okay,
good.
I did it. I don't think it's working though, because I have it toggled and my AC is still a 16.
Let's take a look. What did you toggle?
Armor class minimum, that's why. Okay.
Oh,
wrong
wrong one. Wrong one.
Yep.
Nerd.
There we go.
Nerd.
Now I just have to play around with the effects.
You're
to
a
get the
fucking
direction.
nerd, and nobody loves you, and nobody loves you.
1 round.
Because we start with money, are we allowed to have spent said monies?
The 2 SP.
Yeah, the silver pieces. I was originally gonna say no, but I don't know. What do you guys think? Do you want to be able to start with being able to spend the money?
Absolutely not. No.
What do you plan on spending it on? Is it? I mean,
You gonna buy, like, is it just we're gonna turn the first episode into a shopping episode? You might as well have it, right?
I was just gonna buy an extra dagger.
No, absolutely not.
I mean, I don't really have a
I don't
problem with
see
it.
that.
I'd say go
I don't-
ahead and do
yeah,
it.
That wouldn't be a problem.
There's not much you're going to be able to buy with 2 to 4 silver pieces. I don't even think you can afford leather armor if you'd wanted an armor upgrade, so.
I don't want an armor upgrade. I'm not wearing armor.
Fuck that shit.
Yeah, I'm kind of torn whether I want to go with mage armor for one of my spells or not.
Good news to you skill monkeys in the group. I took guidance.
Nice.
Oh, slap him on the tuchus and say guidance.
I couldn't even take mage armor even if I wanted to, so I took hellish rebuke instead.
That's a solid choice. I mean, that's always nice.
If I can't have a higher AC, I can get even at the very least.
Yep.
Right.
Can you take shield as a summoner? I can't remember if that's on the
You can
list.
take you can take shield, but like of the options that I had, I wanted to mix it up a bit. So I took cure wounds for the utility, find familiar, so I've got my extra little summon minion, and then hellish rebuke, and then of course mage hand and create bonfire for my cantrips.
Granted, as like a bog standard summoner, you don't want to be anywhere near melee in the first place. That's what your minions for.
What? You don't want to be a frontline summoner?
That's what I was, if you remember, from the pirate game. The first one.
Uh-huh.
I was a summoner who treated myself like a swashbuckler.
Yeah, you didn't
So I
last
was
long.
all in with a rapier.
I mean, if you want a protection spell, you don't have mage armor, but you do have panic shell and shield.
I had panic shell and shield loaded because it just allowed me to avoid that.
You do frontline casters a lot.
I do. I like them.
Can I modify the image of my sword?
I mean, granted, this
Yeah.
time I'm effectively a gun mage, so
I think so, anyways. I'm not sure.
I'm trying to like edit it and it won't let me do that.
Actually, I don't know if you can there or not.
you have to upload to his server, I think.
Yeah,
Or whatever.
editing the picture of the sword, you might not be able to.
Damn it!
You could probably take a picture from like another thing that's already like on the game. but-
Also, what is that spelling of saber?
yeah,
Wait.
right.
ER? What?
Yeah, it's
What?
RE. You're right. No, it's RE. I don't know what. I just threw that in there. You're
It's
right.
Sabra.
Yeah,
It's no, it's Sabre, remember?
Sabre.
No, it's funny. It's funny 'cause I didn't even notice when you said that. I'm like, what? I'm like, oh yeah, I just typoed that shit. Saber.
He's just
Sabre.
keeping you on your toes there, kid.
That's
All
right.
right, I'm ready. I got it.
Even the Americans still spell it with an RE.
There you go.
The
There you go.
Americans.
Yeah, I just typoed it. There's really no excuse.
And
Unless
you
it's
can
a brand.
you can in your settings. I'll make a little spreadsheet for it or whatnot. There's some settings you might want to go through. But in your settings, there's a way you can set it where it will auto roll the attack and damage for you, so you don't have to click those buttons.
Oh, that'd be nice. 'Cause it's silly to click twice.
If you go to the little gear icon for your settings in the upper right corner, and then you go to configure settings, go down to Mars 5e, and there's
I
checkbox.
assume let me roll that for you above that, but Mars 5e got it. Auto attack rolls. Yes.
Yeah, auto attack
Auto
rolls,
roll
I'll roll damage. That way you don't have to do it yourself if you don't want to. And if you want to,
It's
go
fine.
for it, but
What's the let me roll that for you then? Enable parchment theme. I have no idea what that means. Okay. It's funny 'cause
let me
you feel
roll
like-
that for you is a completely different one. That's where I have a button on my end as a GM where I can just click it, like for say a perception check, and then I can select who I want to send it to, and a pop-up will come up on your end that you just have to click it and it'll roll your perception check for you. And I can even set it so you can't see the results, but I can.
Okay, that checks out. It's just funny because it sounds like that should be the name of the thing I just set up,
Yeah.
not Mars.
Well, the Mars, it does more than just that. It's one of those back end ones that actually does a lot of stuff in the background. It's actually what formats it so you don't have to click about 1 billion times just to roll a single attack. Already taking a long rest. Jeez.
So I think I'm done.
Well, yeah, I tested out my Hexblade's curse.
Yeah.
Yeah, I gotta pick 2 more cantrips.
I didn't actually to take a long rest. I could have just taken a short rest and got the same effect. But, you know.
Do that. What up?
Still have an issue with the token ring. I'm trying to get it so I use like the branchy, twiggy looking one. I don't want this like gray and yellow one.
What's your issue? Did you delete the old ring?
I can do that.
Testing to see what the dice looks like when I roll it. I roll a natural 1. Let's get these shitty rolls out now.
Get it done.
I've already rolled 3 crits.
Let's see. I'm just gonna roll 20 times here just to be sure. Okay. Yeah, that was good.
Thankfully,
Got that
there is actually a maximum number of dice that can appear on the screen. So even if you roll 500 d20, there's still only so many dice that pop up.
Still
Fucking
too many
crime.
though.
Once again, feel free to some of you have customized your dice. Feel free to customize what your dice look like if you want to get all pretty.
You know, I just realized I'm not the only person who spells saber funny.
Why? Who?
Looking on Twitch here.
Well, that's your mistake. You're looking on Twitch.
Expert.
Hi, Twitch.
Chat.
It's your fault. I'm gonna blame you, Saber Expert, for subconsciously screwing up my saber.
Maybe saber means something different and not the sword.
It's a situational abolishment of blue energized radiation.
Yeah, Saber Xer, if you're still here, please tell me you're not the sword.
Also, Saber is a company.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure.
maybe he's a company. Maybe he's an expert at the company.
Yeah.
Or maybe it's innuendo and it's called that way because it curves.
Maybe.
I mean, it's getting a little.
We're stretching it. We're stretching it.
Yeah, that was a stretch.
What's the company Saber do?
Much like the saber.
I don't know.
I'm pretty sure it makes like
Third
appliances
party,
and
I
shit.
think.
I heard too
Oh,
many.
no, I'm thinking of Sabra.
Sob?
Yeah, I'm thinking of Sob.
Saber Company. Let's see here.
No,
Well,
it's still the right spelling.
About us. Well, there's RE, but there's. Yeah, you're right. Saber Corporation.
See, you don't have any excuse.
South Lake, Texas, largest local distribution
There we
for
go.
air bookings, travel agency.
Did you get it? Figure it out? Yeah, you got it.
Sable who made my.
You got
I
it.
was like, I could swear Saber made my heating pad, but they didn't. It was Sable.
Wow,
Ah.
jerks.
Nice.
All right.
Even like how you have it as a different style than, at least different tint going on. Or lack thereof.
What? Who?
Quick from Hawks.
Oh, no, that's just because he's in the light. It's the same. I have that's why it's flickering in the corner. I have a couple of light sources in this scene to make them animated.
Okay.
Can you delete those? For some reason, it didn't save.
Delete what? The tokens?
The tokens.
Ah, my token.
Oh no, you only have a limited supply of those. I threw it in the trash.
Inserting new token.
Maybe you forgot to click the OK button to save it. Or no, it should have done it if you closed it.
Sometimes you have to go. Sometimes you actually have to go in and in tokenizer and delete the actual PNG because sometimes it doesn't save it right. I had that issue when I was doing NPCs in my game.
Oh yeah.
It didn't always. Yeah, I had to go.
Well, if you replace an image file with an image file of the exact same name, it'll still show the old one because it's cached until you've basically restarted the server.
By the way, I just want to thank you for making Hunter's Siphon a attack that works with both ranged and melee for cantrip.
Mm-hmm.
There we go. Works.
There's a lot of Tilas there.
Yeah, I got actually a special ability.
I mean,
called Many Forms.
originally I wanted to be just a ranger cantrip, but I don't know. I don't think it's very effective like that.
If you made it a druidic cantrip, it would actually be effective now.
Yes.
That's a fighting style.
I'm allowing. Like, I still don't have firm lists for the spells yet because I was still tinkering with them on who can take what. So honestly, I'm kind of playing it a little loosey goosey on who can take some of the spells.
As long as it makes thematic sense.
Yeah.
I mean, as of the current version of Podley's, nobody can take Hunter Siphon.
Yeah, the current version of Podley's, no one can. I mean, I made that a while ago. That was like a year and a half or so ago, maybe 2 years, and it was just like a typing mistake thing.
Yeah.
Because I originally accidentally labeled it as a ranger cantrip.
Yep.
That's
and
not
I've been
a thing.
pointing it out to you for years.
Yes, you have. Yes, you have. 6 times.
Yeah. Though I have been, I did ask you like a long time ago if I could take it with the warlock, and I think you did say go ahead. So.
Yeah, as long as it's thematically with the character, I'm generally okay with it.
I mean, a tome lock could technically take it because they can take cantrips from any spell list. It doesn't mean that. I mean, it doesn't matter that ranger can't actually take their own cantrip, but the tome lock can.
That's true. Or if you take magic initiate, you could. Yeah. Technically, if a ranger took magic initiate, couldn't they then take ranger as the magic initiate to get the ranger cantrip?
Yes. I'm gonna go with yes.
I kind of want to keep it.
I think it's what a jar of bees or a jar of pests.
Jar of pests.
Yeah, jar of pests.
It's the other one you gave them.
Oh no, that one was originally given to a bunch of classes.
But that one's on the other ranger cantrip that you can pick.
Yeah.
Yeah, those are the only 2 ranger cantrips. And
I'm tempted to keep that as a ranger cantrip now.
Just as a joke. Just for the meme.
It's like you can only get it via feats.
I've purposely entered
You
it
done?
wrong. That's a joke.
I'm going to assume I don't have access to the druid thing yet, so.
Druid? What druid thing?
Like the shape shifting.
Oh, I just don't have the animals out for you yet.
Yeah.
Once I've got the folder for you set up with the animals, it's going to be as simple as drag and drop an animal onto your character sheet, and you can turn into it.
Would you like the list of animals?
No, I'm going to just make everything of a CR under a certain amount. Actually, technically, if you want to test it out, turn into one of the familiars. I've got that list done.
I don't wanna.
You want to turn into a crab?
I'll test something here.
Yeah, delete all but one of my characters.
Make it difficult.
All right, that worked.
There.
All right, how do we do this? So I just drag it out.
So no, you don't drag it out onto the thing. Like, open your character sheet. Like, double click on your token to bring up your character sheet. Drag and drop it onto your character sheet. And it should bring up a thing, and then select wild shape as the rules. Don't worry about all the other options. Just click the wild shape button.
Oh, I want chill touch.
And you're an owl.
Ooh.
All right, guys, I'm gonna bounce.
Yeah.
I'm gonna spend 20 minutes with the wife. If you guys are up for shooting people later tonight in our game, that'd be cool. Or not, whatever. Let me know.
Thanks.
Right.
Yeah.
Alrighty.
Later, bud.
How do I undo?
Now, when you want to go back, later, brother. When you want to go back in the player thing, where like on the right hand side in the actors area where you see your character sheet, you'll see that there's a temporary character called your name, and then it's an owl.
Yeah.
Right click on it, and then go restore transformation.
Okay.
Done. Easy peasy.
Now, I don't like overlapping too many like other people's abilities. So, is anybody else taking Create Bonfire?
Yep. Sure am.
I think that's one of Bad Hair's favorite spells.
One of my favorite cantrips
it's a
of all
solid
time.
I took Produce Flame. That's like my only attacking spell.
That's a cool one. I do like Produce Flame.
I can't count how many times I've had to. I've used Create Bonfire to just like fuck a creature over.
Oh, you're stuck in the corner and can't get out. Fire under your feet.
Yeah, I also took Fairy Fire.
Yay!
Nice.
So my spells are Guidance and Produce Flame for my cantrips, Cure Wounds, Detect Magic, Fairy Fire, Healing Word, and Speak with Animals.
Yeah, because of my...
You only got 2 cantrips at level 2?
Yeah.
Okay, I thought you had more. Got more.
Druids don't start with many.
Yeah. What's your race?
Yeah, wild shit. Yes.
Me between my race and the classes that I'm taking, I'm starting with 8 cantrips.
God. That's so many. I haven't even
Let's
looked
see,
at your
like
character
what?
yet.
I had 6 cantrips.
Yeah.
I decided against that.
Yeah, I get 4 from Sorcerer normally, plus Mind Sliver from my bloodline, and then I get 2 Warlock cantrips from my Warlock levels, and then I'm a Mark of Shadow Elf, so I get Minor Illusion from that.
Okay, well, we can keep tinkering for a little while, but I think I'm going to end the stream because we're just sort of nitty-gritty tinkering with stuff right now. Yeah. So for anyone that's in the background still watching, thanks for coming. It was session 0, so obviously not a ton was happening. But a lot of people wanted to see session 0 and how I set it up, and now you see how I set it up. Come back next week for session 1 as we just launch right into the middle of this shit. So like, subscribe, follow, depending on the platform you're on. Buttons are all different. And don't forget to join the Discord. The links should always be in the doobly-doo below. Also on YouTube, a new video was uploaded today on a lot of the house rules that I use. If you want a more easy to reference thing for a lot of the house rules I just explained, most of them are in that video. I'll have to do a part 2 because it was getting too long to do all of them, but I think it turned out pretty good. If you're interested, check it out, and thank you for joining. Have yourselves a good one, eh?
Like and subscribe.